Bear with me, please. We're not going into work tonight. Whatever you do, don't order the pizza melt at Subway. Do not. I almost projectile vomited all at work. Thank God I wasn't spoiled on this. Hey, if I run to the bathroom, we run to the bathroom. It. I've never vomited and had chunks stuck in my throat, and oh my, it stained my tongue. I couldn't get the taste off my tongue. When I tried to scrub it, I just vomited more. I never reared back to vomit on a toilet like that. I literally reared back like I was channeling an alt or some shit. I shit you not. It's still stuck in there. I had to call the store. They gave me like 8. Now I'm standing there half naked. I'm like, Mike, I can't do it. I can't do it, Mike. Oh, it's still stuck in my throat. All right.
Oftentimes,
like if I run to the bathroom, I run to the bathroom.
24-hour period?
Yeah, that's bragging rights right there. Yeah,
bragging rights.
All right, let's
That's
get
why
into
we put it on later on in the day here in Korea, so you guys wouldn't argue too much.
I
All right, let's get into the high-risk draft, Kirby.
I was curious about that because a lot of
I'm
NA
not
fans
gonna put
went
on
to
a shirt. I'm
sleep
pretty sure
so
it's
late.
covered in
Let's get into
vomit.
the draft, though. Good point.
Oh, I have to
And
run
we
the
do already have
bathtub
some
and I'm
target
trying to
bands.
scrub my
Casey,
fudged
of
mouth.
course, Akali
Oh
is
my.
Quid's best champion.
Oh, it's still
and trying to
stuck
take
in my
out some of those
throat. It
AP
won't
solo
go
laners that they
away.
have used effectively.
And also sets up a potential Oriana here, honestly,
Oh
if
my
you're Team
God,
Liquid, right? Like,
the
I
word
think
was
she's
so
incredibly
awful,
strong in the
bro.
patch, especially with Cassiopeia and Nivea. Maybe it's a setup for the Rise here for Team Liquid, but I think the Oriana very strong in this position as well.
I think Oriana matches up decently well into the Rise as well. Historically, has been able to outrange and farm pretty comfortably. So we'll see whether
almost
that is going to be
8
the decision.
o'clock. I
think
went
picking
in.
away from Yehu is
I'm
just
in the
enough.
back, and
that's
I
exactly
thought
what
about
they
it,
did.
and
Yeah,
I
another thing,
actually
too,
gagged.
is that
And if you
they
know
did
me,
not target
when I
ban
start,
Jose's,
oh god,
Fury, which a lot of teams have been doing
when I start
since
gagging,
Lion
I
showcased
can't
his
stop. I had
strategy
to
versus Team
hold
Liquid,
myself so
Jose's
bad.
very good
There
with
was
the
this
Fury, and that
bakery dude. I
pairs with the
swear
Orianna
he
Shockwave
heard
quite
it.
well,
He had
as
to have
does
heard
the
me
Nocturne.
gagging, and I was like,
So definitely both
and he just like
pairings are still
he
available,
the
but
pathing he
Casey
took, he
locking in
wanted to
that
check me
Camille
out.
support again for Busio.
And this was more of an Eastern thing.
I'm
wasn't
so
it?
tired,
So
guys.
Lucio's
I'm
been
sorry.
putting
I
that
just
one through
really
its
am.
paces now that he's got here.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
so
Kobe, you may not
bloody
know, but he's an
exhausted
open
for
coming
this
Polish
fucking
player,
job.
and he's been doing absolutely
It's like they have
fantastic in the
4
past when he was
dudes
on these kind of
on
road
night shift.
champions, so
One
I was
dude,
really impressed with him on the
like I
Creole
said,
against
his
T1 as well.
stomach
I think he had this
exploded. He's in
incredible
the
performance,
hospital.
so I'm excited
And
to
the
see the
only
impact that he
reason
can
I
have.
agreed to
But
go to
every now and
work,
then you wanna try and, pair for
not
Bliss,
tonight,
as
but
you've got the Orianna Nocturne in the opposite.
this
I just
tonight,
think
yes, not last
it's
night,
so strong as
was
a
because
support.
I
If
felt
you
guilt
are a
tripped
mechanic
into
who
like,
gets
hey,
the
this
support,
dude's
which
stomach just
Busio is,
exploded.
he is one of these
Oh
players
shit,
that,
I can't say no to
changed
you.
from,
But now, like,
Rosop from
what do
mid
I
lane
say
down
in
to
Fudging?
support,
Like,
and has
my
been one of
stomach's
his biggest
exploding.
strengths was his
Well,
mechanics and outplaying a lot of other support. So if you have Camille and you can move around the map and
Just shut up.
affect those side lanes, and especially the mid lane as well, where they champion
I
like
still
Orianna,
feel
that
it
is
in, and
low
I feel like it's
mobility,
gonna
then,
throw up any
Busio
second.
definitely will have a big impact, and Core has responded with the team fight here with the Rel.
And I was wondering
It
whether
won't
they
go
were going
down
to
no
just
matter
go
how much I
full
drink.
Nocturne composition and pick the Nico, but I think Nico into the Camille can be a little bit of a difficult matchup. Core's been great on the rail, and
I
this
gotta
is
get a
just
shirt
more
on.
we can
At least get
dive
me a
you at
shirt
any
on, take my
stage. We
pants
can put
off.
a ball on
Oh,
basically
my hands are
anyone
like
and have a
sticky.
good time.
Ew.
We've had the Orianna Nocturne combination banned the entire season in the LCK. We have never seen it. It just hasn't happened this season, I'm pretty sure.
It's also because the Nocturne is so oppressive in those levels 1 to 3, like looking for early invades as well is so strong. And against the Wukong, I think that could be something you could try and look towards, but I think we're going to get a lot of the target bans towards the AD carry role with Team Liquid coming in, because Camille kind of wants something that can have decent wave clear and be left on their own. If you can try and remove some of those picks, I think you set
And
up
the whole
nicely there for
time,
Team Liquid to try and respond for a Camille role.
I'm
with
vomiting
that
with the
potential dive
bathroom
to the ball.
door open,
Yeah,
and then the
Ziggs and
window
Bell have
in my
definitely
living
been
room
premier
to the
combos
outside
with it,
is
so
open too.
we'll see.
So
They're
everyone
actually
probably
banning
heard
with
me
Ezreal, definitely
projectile
one of those
vomiting.
champions
If
that
you
could be
walk
left
by,
alone. Not so much indexing
I
into
feel
the
a tiny
mages
bit better
just
now.
quite yet, but
But I'm
Definitely
exhausted,
looking at
bro.
the top side here
Like
because
during
both
work,
Kana
I
and
had to go to the
Morgan
bathroom for.
were
I'm pretty sure I
very,
spent
very
25
good
minutes
even
in there.
against T1, against
Just like my
Doran,
face down, I was,
and had been
like
the
my
best
eyes
performing
are
players on
bloodshot
their
red.
team
Like
in those losing games that they had.
I
Anyway,
probably look a lot better, but
definitely worth saying Morgan's Renekton, you know, his most played and his best champion, iconic.
No,
so
I
that's
can't
a
go back to
worthy
Subway
target
for a while.
fan right there.
I'm hoping it was Canna. You know, he's just sitting back there. It's like, I remember what to do against Morgan. We banned the
Oh,
crocodile.
God.
And that is definitely a good idea. He was also the one that debuted Yorick in the top lane as well in the LCK. So it might be something that they could look at in theory. Wouldn't mind a
I'll
little
try
bit
my
of side
best
lane
if I
power
didn't
for,
commentate, but oh my
TL at
gosh.
this point in time. But the Jace going to be taken away from Canna. Definitely one of his comfort picks.
Yeah, I
Ferris
wasn't sure
Camille,
if they were
very
going to try and
strong.
go for the Rumble on this rotation, even though you kind of want the counter pick, just because it's been such a strong pick for Kano. Oh, she's banned away, thank you, Gobi. But I still think
You
getting
just go
some of
Cyan
this,
here.
strong, like the Gnar in that top lane that can work in these team fights is going to be the big focus here for that top side. But it looks like they're going to go towards the Varus, which can be a little bit vulnerable.
Like
This will be unreal. Because
Then you
Kalista's
can go
not playing
Varus
any
Scion.
of the mages at all split long. And it's not something I expect them to pick up, but obviously coming into this patch, you need to have this in your wheelhouse.
And it's a really dangerous time to pick Ziggs as well, because Orcs is on the analyst desk, so he will be adjudicated for his level of play.
And the pairing is just so good with the Camille because you have kill pressure in lane. You can also just clear waves, let the Camille have so much extra time roaming around, and
Gotta
you know, if
love
they
it,
can
though.
get the rise into a very good point. on
Lucian
side
Rel,
lanes there,
really?
be able to move around. Then
No, it's not
maybe that will
Tristana,
be
no
the
way.
Avenue to victory. The Tristana Rel combo here from bot side.
So she actually got buffed coming into this patch
She
as
did.
well, with the mana going down on her Q, so making her a lot easier to just
I'm
hop
so
in
tired,
and look for
man.
these aggressive trades. So definitely going to be a little bit of a tough one. Satchel Charge might need a bit more defensive in this match.
A little bit of a yordle off, and you know what Team Liquid have done?
Gnar. Of
They've
course,
just
it's
got
Gnar
an
blind.
extra yordle,
They're all
and that
playing
is
to a
going to
vein
work
here.
out. The blind Gnar towards the top side of the map can be a dangerous one, but we'll see what Canna is going to bring to the matchup. The vein is hovered, but that is obviously Busio. The problem is, it's also a counter pick to the
There
Gnar.
you go, and that's what I was going to say.
And it's
He's
locked
brought
in.
it out in the past, and he has looked spectacular on it. And he's loved in the LEC being able to bring this out as a counter pick, and has really run away with this matchup consistently.
now they
so
have an
exhausted I
in-character
can't
group.
sleep.
That's
You
kinda
ever
nice.
feel that
this,
state,
this
bro?
is so fun, this draft, because
Oh my
top side,
gosh,
of
my
course,
legs
Kana
hurt
with the
so
counter
bad,
pick,
too.
is gonna want
I think I
attention up
sprained
there
both
from
my
jungle, but
ankles, no
also
joke.
bottom side, this
Like when I
Tristana
was
Rel
walking, I
combination from Team
swear,
Liquid
like both
into the
times,
Camille
they
lane.
twisted.
Rel actually is very good at face tanking the E from Camille, and then can also shattering strike off the
Getting
shield
into it, bro.
as well. So maybe they even just try and
You just definitely think the lane.
Want to be capitalized
Best
on
part
the
about not
advantage.
live, you can skip
We are onto the rift
a
for
minute.
game number 1 of this best of 5, fighting for a chance to take on T1 for a spot at the main stage. As already we have a little bit of aggression. Great hook shot to come out from
Nice.
Busio
Did
here
the
to get
research.
Morgan down to 50%, but he will be able to get out whilst retaining his flash.
They've also got wards now on both of those bushes in the top lane, so nowhere really safe for Morgan, even if he does teleport back in here. So already
Okay,
a
what
lot
is
invested.
Oriana build, bro?
Yeah, and Busio's going to keep investing his time. You see him going through the jungle at the moment. He's going to pass over the ward, so they're finally going to get that vision. But Morgan is 50% HP on the top side. He decided he's not going to go back and waste his summoner spell cooldown with the teleport. He's just going to chug his potion and try to stay here. But Kana can continue to punish.
And the trade-off, right, is that Kalista cannot farm.
Dude,
it is only
what
one
the
Morgan that he's
fuck
lost
are
so
you
far, but
doing?
Morgan very, very close to death and will now be going home.
It's also support role quest as well, because
He's trying to bait a flash for flash, because no lane's
Busio did spend a
manageable.
lot of time out of lane for the very beginning, but it has had a huge impact already on this top lane. Now it's going to start slow pushing here towards him. Morgan should be able to
Dude,
collect.
Core JJ is a
all right.
world's winner.
Yeah, I'm curious what the
watched that
answer is here
yesterday.
for
He's a
KC though,
world's
especially
winner.
now that you have push in mid. We saw in game 1 against T1, Yike wanted to try and go
Thank
for some
God
sort
my
of
stomach
invade,
has
but
settled.
without
Holy
having the support of
shit,
your
I'm
bottom
never
lane
going back
could be
to
a little
Subway
bit
and
risky.
eating.
So we'll have to see if they want to try and still
I was like,
capitalize
damn,
on
this
push
is
for Yike,
actually a good
because
sandwich
he's got
here.
good control here.
Well, having a look now, mid lane is
Stop.
under KC's control
Calm
for
down.
the minute. And Core JJ going to crash towards Busio here. Still level 1, just trying to utilize that level advantage that T-Law do have towards his bottom side. And Jan just going to be
Just
shooting
calm
things.
down.
The good thing about the Tristana
It's
in this
all out
matchup
of
as
you,
well
just
is that
all
you
out of you.
can somewhat match the wave clear of the Ziggs
I'm not
with the
eating for a
explosive
while.
shot. as you get that one leveled up, you will be able to just blow up these minions over and over again. It's going to feel a little bit better.
So Yahoo went for the early reset there to pick up his tier, which is great because he's opted into the Ghost instead of going for that teleport. So having him be able to reset and buy that timer is going to be
Oh my
super
gosh,
nice.
I
And now as he
full
starts
on
to look towards
loud
that
ass
potential push out
vomited
of
with
mid,
the
it's
door
gonna be
open
that
and the
bot lane scuttle
window.
that will be the action.
All right, we got to get all the fans in on this. You
Yeah.
know, it's North America versus Europe here. Vote now in chat. Who's gonna take
TL
it?
will win.
You know, the timing is not that
Not-
great for
not
North
the
American
game,
fans.
but the
Already
votes.
making excuses, Kobe. Already
Everyone
making
in Europe
excuses.
hates KC
But
except
vote from your
French
sleep.
people.
KC's a really small fan
Same
base,
thing
so I
with
think they'll
everything.
probably even out on that one. Yeah.
I have a feeling you might win this.
Yeah, I heard it's called the blue fence, isn't it? You know, not the blue. Okay, Canna is in a lot of trouble here towards the top side. First blood for the Lord Morgan.
What the
as
fuck
the
are you
Gnar
doing?
will
Look at
take
Canna,
down
bro.
the Vayne in the counter matchup.
Okay, now vote.
Canna is in a lot of trouble here towards the top side. First blood for the Lord Morgan as the Gnar will take down
That
the
look down
Vayne
there
in the
is the look
counter
of
matchup.
oh
Okay,
shit,
now vote.
this lane is lost.
Do you want to? I know some of you voted a little early there. Maybe you want to switch the votes. Oh, Lord Morgan, let's go.
I don't know what happened up there.
Well,
Kinda
Canna
easily
died.
lost.
Canna died.
Yeah, thank you for that. But
You're welcome.
We'll get a replay here because he had
The
the
exhaust was dog
Just
shit, no?
Looks like he didn't respect Morgan being able to jump in on top of him. Oh, tumbled
he
into
tumbled
it.
in.
Huh?
Kana, that was not it.
And the exhaust was incredibly late as
Yeah.
well, so the boulder hit for full damage.
Yeah, good punish from Morgan on that one. His bot lane. Here we go.
Yep, crash down just to try and get Yehu out of here. He does want to
You
try
have
and
to
take
do
on
this.
Core JJ. We'll get him down very, very low,
Nope,
but they
it's
keep
not
themselves
enough.
alive. This is a great start for TL.
Deadass Camille should
Yeah,
hook shot
really good
flash
start.
in.
They actually try and
I'm
look
not
for an invade on
joking.
towards his top side as well. Both crabs were taken by Yike, so they want to try and get something back for Jose Diodo here.
Well, Yike is now just going to be pushed away. Quid with the right to roam, given the fact that the Rise was moving down. Nice little distortion for a bit of extra damage towards this monkey.
It's so
Will
lost.
be a successful steal away. And so I do really feel like games that are a bit chaotic within the lanes.
Yeah, from what I've heard,
really help
it was
Nocturne
hard to hype
oppositions
up
who
any
just wanna
versus
get around and
EU
get
here.
stuff done. And
Because all of the
TL1,
EU hates
how did this
KC.
happen?
I think
Except like a
Morgan is,
small group
working
of
it.
KC
Morgan-
fans.
I
we're
go
having a
Morgan
little bit
every
of an
day.
effect.
It's a 9
Every
a.m.
day.
start. All the people are in work.
But I
If
mean,
it was G2 versus
it really
TL, that's
does
goated.
help out so much for Gnar to have that recovery from the start that Busio actually affecting that lane so heavily. I mean, Kana helped him with the tumble in there, but
I mean, it's
such
hard to
a-
hype up
such a
some
better
dog
spot
shit
now for
fucking.
Morgan, looking at
Sorry for
the
cussing,
side
but
lanes
I've been
later
doing that a
on.
lot
And it
recently.
just shows that it is a difficult
Hard to
matchup
hype
play
up
out, even if it is
with that
considered one that's
MSI
very, very
play-in
difficult. I think that you still
trailer
need
that
to
was
play
bad.
incredibly well to make the Vayne work.
And it has been Kana traditionally playing this matchup very well. Like, he wouldn't tumble in. He's been very good at, like, positioning around where the Gnar can try and
No,
find
this
those
lane is
advantages,
dead.
but
This lane
a
is actually
massive
dead.
misstep is making
Vayne
things
needs a
significantly
kill or
easier
like
for Morgan, as Kobe was saying, in this
two rough
matchup.
bases
And
for
alleviates a lot
Morgan.
of pressure now for, hey, how do you try and play around the map as Busio? Because you're not actually getting that full control on the top side anymore.
And like we said, Morgan and Kana both had very good, starts to the tournament. But here is that all-time, matchup between the two from the LCK.
Another
And,
round.
let's take a look at bottom side actually really quickly.
Yeah, Busio and Yike making their way in here as Core JJ trying to dodge out of the way here as the crash down doesn't quite work. Does need to flash to get himself out of the way. But that Aftershock putting in work here to make sure he stays alive.
Good flash from Core JJ, just about able to step
Why
away.
is Nocturne's
Still using
close
river control
clear
here
so
for KC.
slow?
I think it's just
'Cause
for
the
Scuttle Crab. I
invade?
don't think you
Or-
really want to start up this Dragon quite yet.
Level 6 available potentially as
Yeah.
Yike does look for it. So the classic battle for the crab coming on through as Yahoo.
He
is
instant
considering a back,
smited
but does
it.
cancel it here as Jose does move his way over. Quid moving into the darkness, does have his orb in order to see what's going on, but it looks like they will forego
See,
that.
he didn't even
Yike
proc
is
6 there
going to
because his
be able to
Raptors
pick
were
up the
taken.
crab and move back to collect that level 6 now off his next camp. Is kind of going in one more time. Morgan still respecting, but steel caps are so powerful in this matchup.
Yeah, certainly are. And KC, even though they're able
In
to get
what
the level 6,
matchup?
they don't want to go
Top
for
lane?
the Dragon because they want to protect all their top camps here. They have 3 top camps, so they don't want to leave it open for a top side play there at 4-Team Liquid. So both Busio roams up through mid, and Yike crosses back over to protect his camps and make sure he's going to get his level 6.
With those 3 camps taken, though, it looks like KC might try and set up for some sort of play on the top side.
Got it.
Busio already roaming. You do have blue buff spawning for Jose Diodo, though, so he should be on top end.
And look at this full swap here. They're actually sending Tristana up to the top side too for Team Liquid. So they're doing the lane swap. Meanwhile, Ziggs left in the bottom lane there, does not have teleport.
All right, they're going to replace the Yordles. moving Morgan down towards that bottom side.
Why
as
the
we
fuck
can
did he
see,
just
is
face
now
check
you've got
that?
the Cyclone coming on through. Core JJ will be able to crash over the wall, but Busio gets in there and takes down the rel. Wrong place, wrong time for the TL support.
KC make the play happen before Team Liquid can really mount the defense, catching Core JJ as he's trying to get the vision, and it's a quick punch back into the face.
They thought they had so much safety because everybody was up around there with Morgan recalling in the brush and Nocturne ultimate ready, but Core just gets bursted so quickly. They don't want to play into the losing skirmish already, so KC get one back and we're right back to even.
It is entirely square between the two teams at the moment. Exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, but you want Vayne of like, you want Vayne at like 1K-ish right now.
TL desperately trying to get to that rematch with T1, but so are KC.
If it's a good, if it's a good NAR, it's like 600.
Because Busio is the one who got the kill.
And NAR is winning.
Polish,
Ah,
remember?
gotcha.
Yeah. In the same way, it's Jose Pion now.
All right, Morgan could be in a
This,
little
yeah,
bit of
this
trouble.
is
Does
their
hit
one
Mega
play.
at exactly the right time, though, for the defense, grabbing that extra health as the Dragon is going to be begun here by KC. TL, with their control of the waves, have been able to get to a slight gold advantage, and Jose is on these grubs, able to take them down as well. And Yon's on Tristana, right? Like, you can really demolish these turrets very, very quickly. Same to be said for Ziggs, but I think the sieging capabilities of both of these comps is pretty scary.
Yeah, I mean, Callisto just going to clear out the wave, and I do like the way Jose Diodo's
I don't know
kind
how I
of
feel
changing up the
Callisto
jungle
on
path here.
an
I think
AP
if you're
champ or
separated
mage.
from Yike, it opens up for Busio and Yike to go for plays on side lanes that can make it really uncomfortable for Team Liquid. So by leaving his Krugs available on the bottom side, he's
This
now
is
gonna
a
be able
good
to kind of
EU
match
versus
this clear
NA
down
match.
towards the bottom half of the map and kind of keep pace with Wukong, which makes it a little bit
Oh
easier to
my
kind of
gosh, my
control what
stomach.
KC can do in these early stages.
Yeah, incredibly dangerous when they have extra time to roam around. And look at the deep vision from KC through the red quadrant of TL's jungle as well, so they can look to try and set up these plays, try and set up some more roams in between.
Yep.
Of course,
Homework done for Dragon was definitely very thorough. Absolutely. But Morgan just going to clear out the wave. We did have waves equalizing towards the top side as well. But with 81 to 81 as far as CS is concerned between these top laners, that kill gold retained here for Morgan does feel like the Nara is in a much better position than I was expecting in this matchup against the Vayne, that does really like to catapult themselves into a good position in the earlier stages rather than utilize late game. That being said, I feel like how this composition works later on in the game is a little bit different to a traditional Vayne in the top lane with another 80 carry there towards the bottom side.
Yeah, trying to have so much pressure on all three lanes. You show one person each lane and then have two junglers basically, with Busio also always hovering around. It looks like they've decided top lane where Yon is.
It's like having a Pyke on your team.
Now, Yike does have his ult
This is
back.
where the support is.
Level 5 for Busio as there's a rocket jump in, flashes away immediately. And the Hextech sweep does come on down. Yon does have Buster Shot, gets rid of the Vayne, and there's the barrier, but it's not going to be enough. Yike able to lock down that kill. JJ a little bit late. The paranoia comes in though as Morgan
dog
gets
just
in.
knocked
The
her
Mega
ult.
Gnar is a little late
Forces
as he's
to
looking
flash,
for
though.
more. Busio was the guaranteed kill, but he does not actually go for it. Went for the big
Orianna
one,
does
and that's
have
going
ult.
to let them
Shoop.
all live apart from Busio, who will be caught by the very edge of the shockwave.
That could have gone so much worse for KC, though, as the Avengers assembled. They chose
I think
to
an
bow
auction
back
ult
to
should have
scurry
been
away
on
from that. It'll only be
Busio.
Busio who has
But
to
it
give
did
his
force
life.
two
And in the end,
flashes,
they've
so.
got a Ziggs just
But Nar
pushing
was too
bottom
late
lane
on the
there.
TP,
Kalist
which would have
with
been
two turret plates off
crazy.
of that bottom side turret now. Jose is continuing through the top side jungle invade, though.
Yeah, looking for Yike here. We'll be able to push him away from this inner turret, buy some more space for Morgan as well to possibly get another plate. But Busio back out onto the map. Core is going to show up here as well. Still level 5 for both of our supports. Core JJ very, very close to getting that Magnet Storm available. If they can find a fight with support ultimate advantage, that could be a big deal. But nothing really coming up and available within that time, which is going to be quite a slight window as Core JJ will be able to hit that ultimate now.
The Yike's starting to get into a good spot, though. He just completed the Triforce. You can see here is KC. They end up going for the dive. It's a nice job by Yon to flash away from the hit from Busio, but it's Kana being able to just get in range to get that condemn into the wall, but then sets up for the follow-up play.
If
But with
he
the Nara
W
TP in
flashes,
behind, I thought
like
this was
there's
gonna be
nothing
it.
else he can
But
do
Kana
after
getting
that,
the
but
flash
like
over
set
the
up a
wall,
play.
Yike being able to get over as well. There's no one on Team Liquid that they can really find, so KC, it's only Busio who gets caught on the lip
One for
of
one.
this ultimate from Quid.
Yeah, right on the edge. I meant Morgan was so close to being in like flash Gnar range
I
after
think
he
it's
got
better
over
for
that wall.
TL.
Doesn't go for it, but does hold on to the flash. And we are missing a couple of flashes over the side of KC, so maybe some good news for TL. But we'll just have to see how it all does shake out. As Quid trying to get some vision back here, putting some wards into this brush, but full information is there as Yon's just dead. Kalist gonna pick up a solo kill in the bottom lane.
This is the first time Kalist. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, Quid gonna have to run away here. Does have his ultimate back up and available once again. But yeah, let's go back to what just happened in that bottom lane.
Because that's Kalist's first time ever playing Ziggs in a competitive game, and he's just soloed Yon. Like, where the hell has this been
Well,
hiding?
yeah, bro.
Yeah, we
Look at
need a
the
replay
poke
of
at the
that 'cause,
beginning.
You know, yeah, Yon
When
didn't
we
have his summer
glossed
social
over
with
it,
the
he's
topside
not
play, but Bliss
respecting
didn't
him
flash
at
or
all.
anything,
Look at
so
this.
let's take a look at it. Just hitting some bombs, I assume.
Yeah, because it's not like
He's
you don't
not
have a leap
respecting him
away
at
as
all.
Tristana, so that was the initial poke that we saw. A lot of damage, honestly, off of that first
Yeah, the
combo.
another
Lunan
bomb.
spike.
Yeah.
Is no,
He just W's
no
to
joke.
him.
He
Yeah,
just
he's-
doesn't miss.
You just hit every bomb. That's
Or the
that's
ult,
the answer.
sorry.
Wow.
Huh. Well, that'll do it. A little bit of disrespect there out of Yon.
Why is there no one
And
here?
they will be able to pick up that solo kill towards the bottom side. Morgan, with that Mega Gnar now up and available,
It's
Busio
like
is going to be
KC
supporting
versus
Canna here.
T1.
And that will
Completely
mean that
packed.
Gnar won't be
KC
able to get any
versus
more plate money towards that top side.
NA
First
versus
Star Blood going
EU,
over to
just
KC, though,
empty
as
seats.
that one was eradicated from the bottom lane. Ziggs doing exactly what it says on the tin.
But especially when Kalist had faced so much kind of backlash over his initial tournament showings, this is a fantastic performance.
What?
1.6k gold lead on a
Bro,
when
he's
he's never played
18 years
mages
old. What the
before.
fudge
Now
are you
looking to
saying?
rotate
I
around
hate
the map and
casters so
continue to
much.
grow that lead. Like, this is exactly what Europe wanted to see from this young AD carry.
Yep, this is textbook Ziggs play as well. Just move him to another lane with a turret.
Yeah, and that's perfect for the comp that they have since they want to play the map so spread here with all these different pressure points. And they can just overload, delete this tower with another satchel charge,
Yep,
and
there it
continue the
is.
snowball.
Beautifully done. So immediately moving up to 2 turrets taken. Mid lane outer is ready to fall as well, as we can see, although not as ready to fall as I may have otherwise expected. TL getting a little bit more ground there in mid. As we have a look at the Coinbase gold grind, yeah, Kalist doing a phenomenal job up against Yon here.
I
And
hate
they
this.
do need their
This
Tristana
gold
to start
grind
getting
makes no
strong for that
sense to
late
me.
game consistent
Like
damage.
you're playing up
And it's
monsters.
so scary
It's
too
been 14 minutes,
because Busio
bro.
also had a pretty good start, so we're gonna see the combo, the Camille ult,
then you
and
just
the Ziggs
slap
ult,
up
and then all this
others on
guaranteed
there.
damage.
That means
If Kalist
nothing
is
to us.
fed, then that damage is just gonna be lethal. You're just gonna get one comboed.
I do think the shining light here for TL, though, is that KC stayed very late on the map. So with Rift Herald about to spawn in 20 seconds, KC are now only looking for those resets. So TL, knowing that, are starting to step forward, get some deep vision, make sure they can set up for the objective first.
Yeah, and they also have level 11 on Quid as well. So rank 2 in that Shockwave, and we haven't really seen the Nocturne Orianna combo employed just yet. So in a straight up 5v5, things
Herald.
could be difficult for KC. They have a lot of smoke and mirrors in their composition, and I think if TL managed to sink their fangs in, it could be a tough one to play out.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at Morgan, see if he can get over there. Wants to charge up his Gnar bar a little bit on the way as well. He does have his flash. Pretty much everybody except for Quid
Yep.
has the safety of their flash for this fight.
Well, Jose is just going to be using that spell shield, but the Cyclone comes down immediately. There's the Hextech ultimatum, but maybe Busio
What
has
the
gone too
fudge?
far.
She was
This
ripped
Corte J
toward
will
the
help walk him
turret.
down. That is Morgan.
Oh!
As Jose goes in.
Okay,
It's a
he
big
whiffed the
knock from
fucking
Morgan as
combo.
well. Kalist getting taken down solo, but the Dustbringer is not enough. Morgan's dead. Yeah, he was at full health, and now it's KC's turn to start moving forward. That's
He
a
needs to
great
hit a
distance
fat
to
Q
try and
here.
slow down this rise, and they do hold them at bay for now.
Oh, those flashes
that was
were
Kana,
critical. You know, being
not-
able to
okay,
drop
I thought I
Busio
saw
that far
Ziggs
under
there.
tower and then core with the combo to keep him there started it out good for TL.
You better
but
thank
then
God
they
Morgan
also
missed
go
that
to
shit.
KC's tower, Dagda.
And it was also
Jose
just a little
Otto and
early on
fucking-
that combo
who's the
from
mid
KC,
laner?
right? Kalist, if he'd waited a
That
little
was
bit
like
for
Quid.
that Busio
Oh, it
ult
is.
to actually land, would have been
They're
able to get that
smurfing
ultimate
it now.
first, but with that flashes he talked about
Morgan,
getting
you
away,
just
Jose
sold your
Otto
lead.
lives, and it became a spicy play in the mid lane.
And that's what we were talking about. We were waiting to see the Nocturne Orianna combo, then it comes in. And now we're sitting at 4-4, everything tied up
Yeah, there's
once
no way they
again.
lose
Yeah,
with this
it was
combo,
a
bro.
buy
I
one,
got
get
3 of them.
free though, because usually when you
Quid
do
is
the Nocturne
getting
Orianna combo,
fed.
you kill the carry.
Quid is
Managing to
getting
pick off
fed.
all those
5
members
Dark
of
Seal
KC
stacks.
and push them back was so crucial for that play.
I think the Nocturne Ori combo.
Poor
got
JJ,
Morgan
you won a
little too
world.
hyped as
Yeah.
for
Look at what
now.
you're doing.
A little bit overly
I
enthusiastic.
mean, I got super hyped too. We were
Yeah.
all like, "Oh my goodness,
I was not
the
hyped.
triple."
I was hyped for the League of Legends. Don't worry, Dagda, I'll be with you when KC
I
find
know you're a
themselves an
Morgan
angle.
fan. It's okay.
Yeah, just trying my very best to be completely unbiased. With
giving?
my favorite player of all time on one of the teams in this game. Okay, we do have the Rift Herald now getting taken down very, very low as Jose trying to
going.
make Busio scared, but Busio not a very scared
3,
man. as they
2,
will be able to
1.
take
They
down the Rift Herald.
extend it now.
Immediately
What
thrown
the
down.
fudge?
Not sure about that one.
I think they thought that he was in danger, so he was going to give the exit car if like Busio got caught or something.
Instead, it's giving some gold over to Jose, and that is about it. As now we're going to have a look at the replay of the previous fight.
Yeah, I mean, as we see this kick off, like the immediate jump onto Jose
It's
Teodo.
huge
But here,
bait
I
from
expected
Jose
them to
there.
wait for Busio's ult
Good
to land
flash
before they
on
threw
it.
out this Exalt. And then
I don't know how Camille gets pulled back there. I don't know what that is.
Space, but I think it's Morgan with this combo that ends up setting up really well.
Yeah, so Jose gets the triple shockwave. We all got hyped, and then Morgan does the bounce in and then flashes over.
Oh.
And so he just dies under tower, doesn't get them. And, you know, everybody having flashes had the big difference, right?
I did, it was the Morgan ult that looked a little wonky to me. I thought he'd hit a couple of members, but just couldn't
I
connect.
love how afterwards you can see the moment Morgan
no
misses ult.
now after that,
Oh my gosh.
because of it. And so the summoner spells being traded have to keep on, you know, these cooldowns here slightly.
We'll see an
more,
all-out on here.
you know,
The game
effective
will
now
be
for
sided
TL,
here.
You would think with Yon having the
You
double
ready?
summoner spells, both their main carries.
Yeah, both Ari and the Tristana having summoners available for a Drake that's
The
spawning in 30
Ziggs no
seconds
sums.
time.
I wonder if they
think could
call
be
it
a big deal
out.
fighting for Double
Or
Dragon
no
here on
flash,
both
sorry, not no
sides.
sums.
Yeah, I do think an early stop off with kind of third item here for Kalista and Yehu, getting that Seeker's arm guard is going to be really crucial. Just nullifying the amount of targets that Team Liquid have for this Nocturne Orianna combo is going to be big. It kind of just leaves Khan out in the open, but look, he's going to have to take one for the team.
Right now, too, they're going to have to answer the split push. Look at KC. They've got both sides pushing in here with the Vayne Rise. And so TL going to send Morgan up here, drop the cannon.
Yeah, one answer is at least there. Not going to be taking down that crystalline overgrowth just yet, as Morgan does set himself up to take out at least that
Vayne
wave.
didn't base.
Miniwave pretty close to TL's front
But
door
Vayne
as
will
well
have
on
to
that bottom
TP,
side of the
and
map as
that's a
KC can
7-minute
utilize this
cooldown.
pressure in the side lanes to try and take down this dragon. Has been started up
giving.
already. Not a lot of vision available for TL.
Morgan also doesn't have TP. He used it to get to the Rift Herald play. So KC, realizing that it was Morgan on the top side, are going to be the ones to take it. But now might be Khan in trouble.
Yeah.
Paranoia going to come in immediately, and now Jose should be able to make this a very scared Vayne, and Morgan just going to pick that one up with a cheeky auto attack after Jose did all the work.
Stayed.
Yeah, nice move here from TL. They make that like the call pretty early. Hey, we're not going to be able to get this dragon, so just keep on pushing topside, and we'll look. You know, if Khan is still there, then we'll pop the ultimate, and they do. They get side of him. So that Jose is able to connect with the Nocturne ultimate and grab that one, even though they did have that top lane summoner spell advantage.
And gentlemen, there was like a 1.6k gold advantage for Kalist. Where has it gone? I'm genuinely curious. I don't know where it went.
Yeah,
It went
I think
in my
Ayana did have the
pussy.
goal, so partly being
that's
popped,
probably it.
and then picking up some of the turrets as well. But yeah, it's just been Team Liquid managing to play on side lanes well and picking off some of the members that have been straggling for KC. And I think that's kind of where now, with the Nocturne on board, it does become a little bit more difficult for KC to really get plays here. They can't really push out mid. They haven't been able to get as much control on side lanes.
I haven't seen this Camille diving. She needs to dive right now.
Turret and kind of pushing those advantages forward.
Yeah, it feels like the key players right now for each team is Jose for Team Liquid. The Nocturne ultimate is going to determine so many of their plays. And then Busio on
The Go
KC.
Baron now.
There it is. That's a lot of damage towards this Vayne. Does go invisible, though, underneath the turret, so they're unable to actually kill Kana here, who still has teleport.
They did manage to flash away from that Orianna ult as well, so Kana stays alive. That's the immediate go button.
What the fuck are they doing?
And Team Liquid trying to see if they can re-enter here.
Yeah. And it's only on KJ and Morgan for now, as Morgan is
Good
going to
fight,
get turned
that's
on.
huge
Great
dad.
knock-off position, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough. He's
What?
already taken down very, very low.
There's
he
a
tries
knock.
to crush away,
What?
flashes out as that Cyclone tries to hold him into position, and Jan now moving forward. Casey have backed
Why
away
was the
from the
Wukong
Baron,
ult so
though.
dog
They're just going to
shiz?
now realm walk themselves
Where
out
are
of
they
mid lane.
going?
What? Why did we do this? As now Quid is going to be able to help lock them down. That's a kill over to Jan, and that felt like a mistake.
It's like calling a taxi to get to your next door neighbor's house. What the fuck are you guys doing?
The wave to defend mid lane, but Core just lets him have it.
Yeah, who saw T1 do it against him?
That's what I was
like,
about
maybe
to
we
say.
need to do it, but that was a huge mistake because I don't think they could turn.
But
back
that's why
towards
you
the
never
Baron.
take your like
Morgan had
solo
the TP.
Qs,
They didn't get the
rise,
kills, so there
fudge, and
was gonna be
ults.
two
Where are we
members of
going,
Team
bro?
Liquid
Where
at
are we
the
going?
Baron. And in trying
And then
to
you're
protect
under a
mid
turret,
lane,
bro, with
they end up just
3
giving
people under
across
it.
kills on top of the mid lane tower.
What was their vision like on the mid wave? They for sure saw Tristana. Did they not see the rel right there? Because the Rise Realm Warp has been serving people up on silver
This
platters.
Orianna is one
Yeah, it
item
seems
away
to
from
be a
being
negative
completely
ultimate for the
broken.
Rise team. We'll see whether that is going to be something that can be rectified as we move further on. But let's have a look at
It's
this one more
over,
time.
bro.
I really thought that the turn on
I
the
can't
Vulcan
believe
was going to work
Wukong
for
so. Oh,
KC.
he
Yeah,
went
they
on the
really
fudge and.
almost were able to burst him, but
You
he's
gotta
able
be
to
kidding
flash
me.
out and escape, and then so there is a control
Bro, they have
board here
no
that Core's
vision.
in, but they see him there, so they just don't respect him. He popped his head out of the
Nice
bush for
from
a second
Core
there.
JJ.
And the Shattering Strike Flash just beautifully timed and positioned, but it was capitalizing
Very
on a
nice
mistake.
combo.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't keeping
What
track
is
of the
that
flash
pull?
cooldowns
What
again.
is getting pulled?
Well, we'll just have to see whether that is going to continue here as TL moving themselves into a really good position here in this game. Not quite able to take a Baron or anything like that off the back of that play, and only a
It
2,000 gold
looks
lead.
good.
For this next Drake, they should be able to even things out and get a little bit of control here. With
They
a
gotta
composition
pray
that
in this
scales
1
pretty
minute
nicely
20
as we get
seconds
later and later into
before
the game.
Drake comes up that Orianna doesn't hit
Certainly
this
does.
item.
The Orianna Nocturne combo, Atlas.
It
You
does
said
feel
it.
like it's a lot of like keep it simple. We have a phrase, it's called Kizaja, which is keep it
Oh, it just
simple,
rolls off
Rise
the
group.
tongue.
It does roll off the tongue. I'm really glad because like we thought that when we came
Oh,
up with it.
he's feeding Quid.
And it just means that just build compositions that are easy to execute, make them work. You can focus on fundamentals. You don't need to worry about how the team fights are going to work. And this is
Oh my
Kizaja to a
gosh.
T.
Yeah, and there's
Quid
so
might get
there's
it,
so many good
actually.
targets to,
Quid is
to
so
use your
close to
combo
it.
Yeah.
on. So lots of squishy available targets for them to try and burst.
The Seeker's arm guard was bought on reset by the Ziggs though, so Callista's kind of taken away as one of those targets. That ward doing work here. to
Holy
spot out where
shit,
Team
is that
Liquid is.
damage?
Yeah, but KC not exactly in position. They do spot that ward out though, and they are going to back away from the Baron.
Well,
It's
yeah, this
Ye who
Nocturne's
has
gonna
the
get
realm
shredded
warp,
by
though.
it.
He's been playing heavily on this bottom side,
Look
so I
at
think Team
bot.
Liquid were hoping they could get that cooldown out of Yehu, but with 20 seconds now until Dragon, this
I don't
becomes
know.
a-
Dude, I
the
gotta stop
cooldown has
eating
been
so
working very
badly.
well within team fights.
That
with
is
Team
fair.
Liquid
I gotta
so
eat
far, so
better,
maybe
bro.
they don't want to get that one out.
Yeah, let's see too. Can they protect Orianna? Because Quid has been doing a lot of work here, and now he's set up for another possible combo with Jose. Little flank around possibility from Yike. He's kind of, since they had pushed on bottom side really heavily, maybe he was thinking we approach this dragon from bottom side instead of mid. TL are going to get the mid prow themselves.
Just gotta
They're gonna
stop
push
with
it
the
that way and
fast
enter
food,
from
man.
top.
Yeah, I feel like KC's control of the Drakes so far this game, though, have been pretty
Busio.
fantastic as Busio goes in. I don't know about that one. He's just dead. Wasn't able to click any buttons onto anyone and just goes down. And now KC just have to scatter. They'll have to give up this dragon. And can TL take even more?
They have to give up so much control as well. Means that there's already kind of that wave that's been pushed in mid that Team Liquid can reconnect with. And also
Yeah, they have
potentially move over
literally
towards the
everything,
Baron
bro.
area.
Bro just
Busio
sent
can
that
go back
with
out of time, but
Ignite.
They're controlling the map
That's
so
all
well
he
right
did.
now.
He just
Yeah, I mean,
ignited
the
someone.
KC comp is so fragile, right? You have to make split-second
Yeah.
decision.
Oh, they
and
have no vision, bro.
No, it's not. You have to hit these combos. If they
Good
don't get
sweeper
a stun to
from
play
Yike.
off of, then nobody else is going to go in. And so the Baron now
Can't
is the
do
next
this against
threat.
the
Busio,
Wukong,
though,
though.
back on the table. Support death timers.
They see someone there. Who is
Core
it?
is going to get in there with the Magnus Storm. They look to turn this fight around. Busio going to be the first target.
Orianna still has ults. There's
The
ults.
Cyclone's fantastic. As they
Yeah,
manage to get a
GG.
comeback, but Yon is just untouched. Yehu taking so much damage, and now the resets start to come in. Yon
GG.
really feeling like he's
Yeah,
in
you
his
just
stride in this
can't give
game,
them.
and
I don't
TL
know how they
really
got
want the Baron. They just
Orianna
wanna kill 'em all.
Nocturne.
Kill them all and then take the resets here. They've got a lot of extra cash to spend.
walking into
Let's
that
take a
was
look at
already
it, though,
hell.
because Core
Like, they're
JJ,
sweepering
as you
it.
thought
They're like,
about,
hey, I
he
think there's a
sweeps
dude
over the
here.
wall. They get another big Core JJ rel engage. And then Tristana and Jose can both go over, and here comes a shockwave as well. They're going to be able to get this one on multiple
Oh!
members. That's four members
That's
in
3
quick
and a clone,
shockwave.
bro. That's 3 and a
Absolutely
clone. Don't
tears
get
KC
stupid on it.
apart. KC thought they had their moment, but Team Liquid just baiting them in.
The
knowing
whole
they had
time,
the ultimate to
Yon
come through.
had Buster Shot.
Yeah.
Like,
I do
even if
think
they had have tried to get
TL
on
could
top of it, he
actually
still
take
has
like
the
2
cooldown.
games off.
Oh
Look at
my
the
goodness.
shot
He
with
won
damage.
if
You can
they
see how much
really
he's doing
locked in
quick.
and
The
had
Orianna
really good
putting in work.
bans.
This
But you
also
gotta, like,
bodes
triple
really
ban
well
carrier, I'm not
for
even
the
gonna lie.
series for Team Liquid. If
Or
Quid
ban that
is
fucking
not
Mabye.
nervous in game number 1. He talked a lot about it when we had him up on the desk, in their series versus
Imagine
T1
if
and
TL
in past
roll up
series
and
as
beat
well
them.
throughout his career.
That'd be so
So it's
aura.
very good to see
The
for
viewership would
NA
drop so
fans
much.
if
I love when
Quid
that happens.
is feeling comfortable and confident in the games.
Whiny
And, of course,
bitches
if he has a
complaining
good
about
performance here in
viewership.
number 1.
I think if you're ever going to be nervous, ever, it's when you're a mid laner playing against Faker.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, I got a
in
view per
national
video.
tournament. I'm not blaming Quid
Average
for
1
that
view
one
per video. You
at
see
all,
me
ever.
complaining?
Speaking
So
of T1, we're going to do a
You
little
see me
Baron here
coming?
off Vision.
a little bit of a cheeky
I'd
one,
Mike
but they do
Tyson
have a
talk.
lot of control of this game for now. And this Baron should just go over to them. Yike is going to poke his head in, but Jan, we mentioned the Buster Shot. He does have it, uses it, and Yike going to have to just try and get
Yike,
himself
what
out of
the
there. Now the
fuck
Nocturne
are you
ult does come
doing?
on through. There's the Shockwave, but it's avoided by Busio just beautifully as they've taken down the Trist
Not
already.
bad.
Quid now in a lot of trouble, but he does manage
Yeah,
to at least
Quid
take
cleans
out
up here
Busio,
with
but
Core
Core JJ
JJ.
going to be required to stop Quid from going down, and the Baron was not secured. And KC are just going to say thanks for the leash.
KC find the moment to bring it back with the Realm Warp.
What?
That
We
actually
wasted.
worked out
How did we
perfectly.
use
Jan took
Nocturne
so
and
much
Oriana
damage from the
ult?
Baron. Jan got so low for the Baron.
Oh,
He
wait a sec.
All right, looking for
Well,
an
yeah,
angle
you-
here is once again.
where did he go?
An angle. That is a lot of damage as Yike's in a lot of trouble, gets the Cyclone down, and Kanner is trying to get these autos in. Yehu is a monster, but it's a massive ulti from Morgan into the wall. Yehu gets Baron involved, and he's going to go down to the Baron shot as Kanner just gets out of there. Spawn's losing his mind.
Okay, Morgan,
And
you
the
cleaned
Baron
up for
stays
mid
alive.
play.
You know who wins?
You cleaned up for that mid play, bro. I'll salute you there.
Baby.
They played that
Baron
perfectly, and
What
the
a save
Ziggs got
fight, though, 'cause
deleted.
Yike goes in and turns the focus from Team Liquid, but it's the Realm Warp that ends up bringing in Yehu, flashes the Oriana ult,
flashed
gets a ton
it.
of damage down with Busio, but it's as they try to follow up, that's kind of where it starts to fall apart, because Quid separates.
Oh my god,
Yehu
Core JJ
goes a
has
little
been
bit too
really
far
good
trying to
this
step
series.
up, and as they
Or
turn
this
back
game, I
towards the
guess.
Baron,
It's
that's
game
when
one.
Team Liquid fall back on Core JJ.
I like the
Man,
call
I
to
love
fight
League of
this, though.
Legends. We're back at the Baron, guys.
We're doing it again. It's KC
We've got
kind of
it.
a cheeky ward over the wall, but they don't have any players. So this Baron is finally going to be secured by TL. I'm pretty sure Baron actually last hit at a triple kill in that last
Yeah,
fight.
potentially,
Very impressive
That's
play
funny.
out of the Purple Worm. We're going to need that that highlight reel.
Yeah,
I think, in the
Quid is
package
too
towards the
fat,
end of the
it's
day.
GG.
As we now have Morgan going in, looking for an angle, as that was not
He's dead.
the option that Callisto was looking for, but that is
Oh.
quite a decent stopwatch. Still, it's just not going to do anything. He's going to go down. That's going to be an
stopwatch.
inner turret, and this is exactly what you don't want, is to have your
Stop
main
picking your
form
nose.
of wave clear dead when the Baron is knocking at your front door.
That is
I
true.
mean, that
It's
tower
over.
did nothing to Morgan.
They'll
Actually,
take
actually
inhib
was doing
base
negative
Drake.
damage to him. So yeah, good tower dive from him. And
Oh, we've got another angle here. Is Jose Diodo just going to give them
He's
the
just right
thumbs
into
up
his
in
team. I
multiple
love
different
that.
ways?
They're
TL
gonna
now
end,
just going
bro.
to look to
Please
end
get
this game.
back.
First Nexus turret is now taking damage. Jose with Paranoia available. Yak is in a lot of trouble. There it is. He's going to follow into the
Okay, that scared
fountain.
me, bro.
And the Nexus turrets will be falling. Decent amount of AoE, but Yehu goes golden. They need
Yeah,
him to
it's not.
actually do damage. But the Nexus is now being focused. TL looking for game one in this EU versus NA battle
Nice.
to
Good
bring
job,
them
guys.
one game up
NA
in
takes
the
one.
series. They're going to grab some kills first, and that is
I like the
going to be
relief
that
off Core
1-0
JJ's face.
for Team Liquid Alienware.
I don't have that.
What a banger opener right there.
Game 2.
Intriguing when the Rise has been banned. Still taking a while to figure out
What does
exactly
the
what to
Nautilus
lock in.
ban
It's
mean again?
finally
You wanna
will
go
be
with
that
Khan?
Seraphine. So we are looking at the Ashe Seraphine
Or,
option.
no, Ashe
What we
Seraphine, yeah.
have seen is the responsive Ashe Lulu
Yeah.
to deny it, but I don't know whether that's where
Ashe
TL wanna
Lulu's
go.
nice.
Yeah, it's interesting
I
because
do
there have been
want to
so many
1-2
different
that
types
instead of some
responses.
good shiz.
You know, the
No, I
Ezreal
mean that
Karma
good
is kinda
shiz like that in a
tried
Fury.
Through old, like super good in lane, poke them out, have lots of pressure as well. So we'll see what direction they decide to go.
Yeah, they've also been happy, and like Kalist used to be a big Senna player, so kind of also fall back to like
Oh, the
Senna
Lee
Seraphine
Sin, of
if you really
course.
want to in that regard.
Jose
but
Otto
we'll have to see,
cleans
so
up
it's gonna
maybe.
be the Lee Sin.
Are we looking at a
Do
reverse
they
sweep?
try and take away the Ashe? But I mean, you're going to be very happy about a Lee Sin for Jose Diodo. He's kind of popped off on that Kobe.
He's
A
got a
little
bit of comfort. Bit of
I
comfort.
would not
you
give
guys
this
heard about
dude
that?
Lee Sin.
You heard about that?
Yeah, you wouldn't shut up about it, to be honest.
So it was doing pretty good on this champ. Yeah, let's see what they decide to go with into the Ashe Seraphine because you can go kill lanes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it looks like
This has been a favorite that we've
Shit.
witnessed, is like Mel Pike into
Yeah.
the Ashe Seraphine as a bit of a kill option.
Yeah, but I just double checked. He hasn't won on us, which makes me happy.
This Yike
yeah,
dude
that
with
was
the
the warm-up
Nibia
one,
having.
you know?
Yeah.
That was the training episode.
Oh, there's the Rumble. I really love it. Like Encore and the
Ezreal.
Equalizer is a lot of powers. There's Ezreal Seraphine.
So so people do Ezreal Seraphine as like the backup usually when they don't have the
Yeah,
Ashe.
when the
but
Ashe has been banned.
I think
yeah.
it's because of Mel. They
Yes.
like you need the extra safety. You know, they can't
Yeah.
have too many
Yeah.
vulnerable no mobility
It's
targets.
also you really don't want an Ash Arrow coming
This
back.
dude needs
Yeah.
2-2 for his
Happen when he
parlay.
gets the mail,
I think
so
you also
I think it
don't
makes
want
sense.
a Encore coming back at you or a True Shot Barrage coming back at you. So there is
Yeah.
still a lot of value for that
That
rebuttal.
freaking Mel champion couldn't reflect all these
Or-
spells.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not
As
Orn,
Morgan's
you're
going
not
to be
Tom
taking
Kench.
the Blacksmith towards the top side of the map. This has been his go-to counter matchup for the Rumble.
Yeah.
We found a lot more.
When it
counter
gets to
matchups.
4 or
In fact,
5
one of
bans,
his
I
old
could
favorites,
not.
the Yorick,
I
does
can
work
barely
into
throw
the
it
Rumble
out.
as well.
If
It
we're
goes back to
watching
this one,
LCK, I can
and we'll be
predict
out
it
of
pretty
Augment
well,
Christmas
but like
Day.
And
any
even
EU,
though
no
Morgan
way.
just totally bodied Kana, and you're like, hey, put Morgan back on a carry. Morgan actually was doing
Probably
really
jungle
well for
bans,
for
I can
TL.
say
This
that for
was,
sure.
something that they really indexed highly into in playoffs. And having that
Jarvan.
ultimate to go along with this is going to be great engage to try and attack the Seraphine.
And
The
it makes me
Fury.
a little nervous because Morgan also bodied Doran in this matchup only
We
a
did
couple of
say
days
the Fury
ago. So
earlier, but
I
we
do
thought it
think
was going to
he's
get
been
picked.
absolutely spectacular, and I think it's been super interesting
Which
because
what
I know
would we
Morgan
have picked?
didn't do as well domestically as people are hoping, but this tournament, he's been a force to be reckoned with. He's been
Yeah.
absolutely incredible.
He's come back home, he's
I'm
got the good
stimming.
kimchi, and he's feeling fantastic. That's what I would assume. That being said, LA is pretty good for Korean.
Yeah.
You guys aren't doing too bad. You aren't doing too bad over there. But the Nefiri going to be taken away. I imagine Pyke is just going to be banned, but it doesn't really feel like a Core JJ champion to me. But it will be the Yone hitting the deck first.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see what they go with this time around, because now you're seeing the Ezreal, right? So it's
Yeah.
a little bit less powerful to do the full-on kill lane that would want to take advantage of like Ashe with no mobility. So I definitely agree with you as far as Pyke also not really being one of Core's go-to champions.
Thank
so
God they banned
see-
that, 'cause I don't
see what
want
they
to want
opt
that
to
shit
change
champ.
to.
Yeah, on the opposite side, though, it does look like they're trying to set up for the Azir for Yehu. This has been something he's been very comfortable on, even though the rest of the globe was kind of fall
Azir.
to the wayside on the Azir pick. This was
Most
still
of
a
the shit
massive
is
one
out.
for KC, and with the Yone ban, I imagine that's what they're looking at again here, trying to just limit
Can't
the
you just
answers that
reflect
they
a
can have
zero
next
ult
time.
though?
Well, it is just a lot of comfort for KC so far, as we do see the Syndra taken away and then the Rek'Sai to follow. I've heard so many whispers of this Rek'Sai jungle that's going to be
Let's
coming
just
out.
counter
Not
pick
gonna be happening
mid.
today.
Pick the
Dude,
Pyke.
I swear that nerf to the E that was very strong. So
It was.
so we'll see if it it does end up.
Oh,
working out, but
all right. That's another way of playing the bottom lane. If that
Core
is indeed
JJ.
where it's going.
this is much more Core JJ. You're
Yeah.
like,
Jarvan,
the
simple.
Pyke kill, that's quite so much. He
It's
freaking
Jarvan, bro.
loves the Pantheon though. So gives that point and click, and they're still gonna
Jarvan
have
here
huge
eats-
skill pressure, huge burst
He
potential.
eats
Plus,
like fat preschooler.
honestly,
Pick the
we'll see
Jarvan,
if
bro.
this bug actually gets locked in, but
Yeah, it is the Yike specialty. It's his pocket pick and he's brought it a couple of times. Maybe not the area to bring it out. We'll have to see is they're just going to lock in the Anivian mid lane instead.
This is
Pick
a
the
very
Jarvan.
slow-moving composition so
Yeah.
far. As
Pick
Lucio,
the
without the
Jarvan.
ability to hover the vein, goes for the space vein once again. But we'll see what he is
Pick
going to be
the Jarvan.
locking in. We're looking for a jungler, unless Rumble wants to go back there. But
Pick
it's been
the
quite a few
Jarvan.
years since the Rumble jungle's been a thing.
Yeah, the Anivia is an odd one for me. 'cause
Fuck you.
Usually we see it
TL
in the
clean
rise,
this
it's
up.
like, oh, I want something with a lot of short range, and then I can try and play through that.
There you
but,
go.
You have like an Ornn that can break
Don't
through
be
the wall.
stupid with
You've
a
got
Rumble
long-range
Ezreal, bro.
engage, you've got Mel
Anyone
who's able
trapped
to play
in your ult
outside
gets
of the range of
melted.
that wall as well. So I don't know how much value you're really going to get from the Anivia in this one, but at least with the
Build
hot-
another
He's
wall.
he's
I was gonna
running
say,
something
yeah,
But he can't
crazy.
break all of them.
yeah, and I was going to say you've got
LeBlanc?
the hot pot combo now that's slightly frozen alongside it. So
He's running
I don't know what we're
LeBlanc,
calling
ain't he?
this one, but at
We'll
least
call
you
that
do have that
Nengmyeon.
lockdown.
Nengmyeon is like
oh
cold noodles.
no!
Okay,
Look at the
that's Yasuo.
So I was gonna say, yeah, when they banned the Yone, you're
It's
like, oh,
Yasuo
let's take
bot
away
lane.
more
Oh
AD
my gosh, he
options
scared
from
me for a
Quinn 'cause
second.
they're running the
He
Mel
scared me
bottom.
for a
They
second.
didn't know he had a brother.
He can just go with the original brother back to the Yasuo. Yasuo into Anivia.
And Yasuo
Yeah.
into Seraphine sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Personally.
The wind wall is gonna get some good value for sure.
I just don't know whether it's actually going to quite work against
Yeah.
the Anivia that's very, very good at controlling space, right?
Yeah, that's my biggest.
We
worry
will
for
see,
the
bro.
Yasuo in lane is like, yes, you've got.
I
the
like
King
how
Wall
he
to try and block
whispered in
the-
his ear.
The stun from the Flash Frost.
Wait
But
for the
that's
last second
but
Fed
yeah,
him
while you
demonic
got
plays
lies.
the Yasuo again. That doesn't sound
How are
good.
your pick'ems doing? Probably
I can,
bad.
calm down a little bit.
I don't know. I watched game one, man.
Probably
I don't know
completely
what to
dog shit.
expect.
I need
But
Rumble
also
to
for
lose here
Busio,
again.
How the hell do you get any
And
value
Sign
out of
has not been
Seraphino?
picked.
Like, it's either windwalled or it's reflected. Like, you just never get value from it at
Bard
any
is
point in
still
time.
banned,
But
which
you
is
get
good.
the cooldown of both Windwall and Rebuttal, whose cooldowns
But they
are
fucking let
exceptionally
Bard.
long. So
I think it was
that's
Plains,
all I'm
but
getting.
no,
Yeah,
it's
That's
just
what I
in
got for you
general
there,
most
Decca,
banned.
and that's it.
Fucking in Plains, they let
All
Bard
right.
slip so
Well,
many
ladies and
times out.
gentlemen, those are your
They
drafts. Once
even
again,
let
I mean,
Carrier fucking have it,
a
man.
bit crazy. But this time I feel
I
like
like it.
TL has decided to go a little bit
Yeah,
further
the
off
dude
the
who's
deep end,
undefeated and like
than
honestly keep that
KC
in your
has.
head.
It feels like KC going back
Hey,
to
this
their
guy's
roots,
undefeated on
back
this
to some
champ.
champions
Maybe we
they
should
have
leave
a
it
lot of
open.
confidence
Ah,
on.
type
Let's
shit.
get on to the Rift for game number 2 of this best of 5 and see whether KC can even up the series.
Like
Alright,
saying,
gentlemen.
oh, I played one game, I
Let's
never
see.
lost on
No
this champ,
weird
I'm
starts,
undefeated.
at the beginning of this
Carrier's
one so
undefeated,
far.
like 8 games to
Jose
0.
and Yak just going to be
And if you
spotting
think,
each other
that's a
out.
low
Yeah, just
sample
over
size,
to support as
this
well.
dude gets it banned almost
And
every game.
Not going to be too much funny business as Quid just getting some vision down, counter vision already there, and some pretty standard starts.
Okay, Yasuo into the Deathfire Touch Anivia.
We'll see.
Let's see it, Quid. They do have a lot
I
of
like how
knockups,
NA keeps it
to be able
interesting, though.
to
Thank you,
set him
NA.
up as well with the Ornn, with the Lee Sin.
Yep.
And Jose has been very active when he has had that Lee Sin.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Vendetta is Riftbound's next set. It's arriving
Get this
July
shit off my
31st and
fucking
brings
face,
together new
bitch.
champions, iconic rivalries, and beautiful art from across Rune Terror. There are some summoner spells in the bottom lane, but I'm going to get back to this. Whether you want to collect or play, Vendetta has something for you. And TL and KC
Yeah,
have
it's
a lot
just
of
a
fighting
tempo
each other
heal.
here in the bottom lane so far in this game. It is going to be KC getting the advantage, though, and it looks like the Ezreal Seraphine is working out quite nicely. Busio is pretty good at this champ, right, Dagda?
Yeah, it's kind of been the go-to domestically. Like, it has been one of his strongest champions. It does mean he's more kind of focused on the lane state, which I think Busio has actually been spectacular at this MSI, at actually moving around the map on things like the Camille and trying to get impact.
Oh
in the
yeah,
early
which
stages.
one? When he
But
got
this is, we want to
3-0'd
fully
or
invest in
3-0'd the worst
winning in
team?
the early stages, and oftentimes look for invades with
Which
Yike
time?
afterwards. Maybe less so on the Jarvan, but we'll have to keep an eye out for it.
It's interesting too because Jose did the 3-camp recall for Longsword start here for jungle for Lee Sin. So since both junglers
Yeah,
are heading
that's
down to
usually
this box on
Lee
map, and we do have the
Sin's.
clash down there at the same time, then he is going to have the extra Longsword for the fight.
Yeah, Morgan looking a bit aggressive here towards the top side of the map, as we can see, kind of taking some damage as that brutal proc does come on through. Focusing on mid lane, though, is who does have the egg, of course, so not going to be dying if he loses that health bar,
Usually
but
if this was
still
Faker,
not
he
gonna
would
be feeling
hyper-aggress
fantastic.
on
And
me
so far,
somehow.
Quid doing pretty well on this Yasuo in the mid lane, 24-18, as these minions are going to help even things up for KC.
Yeah, nice early push from him, and he goes to make sure that they're going to be able to get this bottom side Scuttle Crab for Jose. Bottom lane also forced to back off as Yike
Dude, I
went
hate
for his
basing
reset
for like
after
a
the full clear,
Ruby
and he
and
wants to head
Longsword.
towards
Oh
top
my
crab, but
gosh, it's so ass.
I mean, Quid can just move back up here as well, and maybe we'll get a cross from Jose to get both.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's looking for. Safeguards his way over, and Quid will
A
be able to
Nivy,
help
you
usher him
can't
towards
fight
that
this,
top
no
side of
way.
the map as well. Double buffs here for Jose. As the wood does go down, Flag
A
and Drag is
Nivy,
good
you
damage
guys
onto the
can't
Lee Sin
fight
so
this.
far, but
Whoa.
Quid gets the inside track. There's the
Yeah.
exhaust. Onto this Jarvan, the Windwall, fantastic.
Do you guys have, like,
spot, everything
CTE or
Leander
something?
wants to do. Yike going to go down. That's first blood over to Quid as Cannon's looking to move his way in. The tiny wall is going to work out, but there's
Do you
a
guys
sideway
dead
from
ass have
Jose.
CTE?
And now Quid is trying to get back to Morgan, who gets the knock up, but down goes the mid laner. And now Jose comes over to make this a
You guys
one
must
fight
have
for TL.
CTE. I'm
Huge
not even gonna
skirmish
lie to
here
you.
from Team Liquid. They know they have the extra power from the early Yasuo here in the lane.
What the
And if
fudge?
that Scuttle Crab had actually been walking down towards the fight, then Quid, he was trying to flash up so he could try and E away on the Scuttle Crab. He ends up going down, but still the 2-for-1 there and the first blood.
And it looked like miscommunication from KC as well. Kana had push on top side, and it started to move, but then went back to lane. So looked like Yike was trying to call both solo laners into the equation, but with Kana being late, TL ended up taking the fight.
Yeah, Cannon
Oh,
does
Nivy's
manage
gonna
to pick up a
hate
kill
her
in the fight,
life
so
in
that
this
will help
lane.
him
Oh
out
my
in his
gosh.
matchup against Morgan. That is the only part of the good news here, is Yahoo is still in a little bit of trouble. Teleports back to lane, though, gets that health bar filled up once again, and I'm pretty sure still has the egg after everything was said and done. It's GoJJ, spots Busio and Yike moving on in, and will be able to back himself out of the way of the enemy jungle.
Yeah, let's take another look. So Jose is very
Bro,
well
I
aware
can't
that he
believe
could get in
Yike
this
just
glitch,
did
so they're kind
that
of
and
flirting
then
around with it. And
the
then
flash
Blick comes
out.
over, early exhaust, as you pointed out, and then they can follow nicely. Jose hit his Q, so he could follow Yike very quickly. As you're mentioning, you know, the distance between the top laners actually get the kill so quickly that the slight early arrival here.
He procs
Yeah, and
egg,
that's why I
no?
was surprised because
Oh
Kana
no,
had
he just
already
calls it
walked
quits.
down. He warded the Pixel Brush and then went back up into lane as Yike went for the flag and drag. So looked like Yike maybe thinking, oh, Kana's already moving. I can start this play. He'll arrive in time.
This looked
indeed
good.
Exhaust from my mid laner.
Yeah, Quid having a pretty
Never
good
mind.
time. It's okay. Yike now moving in towards his bottom side. Jose moving over as well. Really good position defensively here for Jose. Just making sure that he is shadowing where Yike wants to be on this map. Is Yon down to about 50%, but I don't think they're going to be dying anytime soon. But some
No.
control here for KC so far.
Yeah, Team Liquid, their bottom lane though, just trying to avoid poke right now. While
You're
they get
gonna
the
give up
objective.
everything
They
with
know
this
Jose and
Yasuo
Quid
mid.
have got this under control, and I mean, Lee Sin is good into Jarvan. It's just that I think the Jarvan pick was just for comp all.
Yep.
Oh my
And
gosh,
so
they're
in
gonna
the
sweep
little
them, aren't
skirmish,
they?
though, you don't get to use, you know, your
This
ultimates
Yasuo
and
pick
your
is so
synergies for your
disgusting.
comp
It's
or
so
anything.
disgusting, and he's
And
fed.
Jose really,
And
really
Jose
coming
is
out
fed,
big
bro.
there.
And it also means he's accelerating when it comes towards levels, right? Level 6 now for himself. He can try and look
really
for
nice
rebates.
X-Flash here as they're looking for a potential all-in, but CoreJJ taking a lot of damage.
He's
Busio
dead.
is burning. Core knows that he's dead. The flash away is perfect, though. Busio keeps himself alive, and that is the kill going over to KC.
Kill goes over. Busio had to invest the flash in the end, but still, here's the invade we were talking about.
Court JJ, you're a world's winner.
Yike is just going to back away. Knows exactly what's going on here as the blue buff is just going to be held onto here by Jose. And Morgan getting a positional advantage as well means
KC,
that moving over is not going to be enough.
You have no
to
idea
get
how
KC
cooked the
control
game
back,
is.
So that will be buff stolen. And Jose should just be able to walk his way out of there as well. Smite it down, and they will take that one away. So good advantage here from TL, but the gold entirely even between the two squads.
Pantheon's coming here too. CoreJJ kind
Oh
of
guys,
sneaking
you're
around
giving
into the side rush.
this, by the way.
All right, possible angle here is another Hex Flash from CoreJJ to get that control ward down. KC
You
have
don't
just backed
ever
away
get
already,
these
though,
void ropes.
so no worries just yet.
Yeah,
Jarvan's
this is
not
just
even
not a good
6
timing
yet.
for KC because Jose's got half a level lead, which means he has level 6 over the Jarvan. So Lee Sin, huge power differential at the moment, and KC have to give up that area.
Yeah, CoreJJ a little bit behind on levels himself. Only level 4 at the minute. As Busio has hit that level 5, looking for the encore.
Yike still needs this camp for the level 6, though. He's very far behind, so should be able to get it, but you can see how much KC are investing in making sure that Yike can try and farm just his own jungle.
That's
let
all
alone trying to
Quid's
get
gonna
control
do in
anywhere
that
else. And
lane.
as a
Or
Jarvan,
Kaihu.
This is where you
That's
want
all
to be
Kaihu
at your
can
most
do in this
impactful.
lane.
So TL managing to shut down Yike is good, but Kalista and Busio winning out on that bottom side, like that's where the other side of the gold lead is coming from. They've been absolutely destroying Yon.
Pantheon support wouldn't be my choice,
And
no.
now that they do have access to the
But they
level
banned the
6s
knots, so what do
there,
you want?
for
Pike?
the Mel, for the Ezreal,
It's
we'll
core
see if there are
JJ,
some
not
visits
carrier.
from jungles. A lot more burst damage available, but
You are not carrier,
as
your
of right
teammates
now,
are not
it's the
T1.
mid-jungle for Team Liquid to have dictated a lot of the pace of the game.
Yep, and now the Void Grubs have spawned. Right now we see KC moving up there towards that top side of the map as Quid dashing on over, but Yahoo is doing a lot more now that he does have access to the Glacial Storm to try and hold this lane in order. And Yike will
How
be able
are
to
we
get the
giving
first
Void
grub
Grubs?
at least. We'll see whether all 3 will go over to KC.
Yeah, I mean, KC, the Kalista walks all the way over there, so Jan is getting alone time on the bottom tower, and like this is an
But his
Ezreal
Void
without
Grubs suck
teleport.
ass
It's an
anyway.
exhaust Ezreal, so he's gonna have to walk all the way back down. They do, you know, get the grubs for their investment, or at least 2 of them.
Yeah, Jose just going to be able to take this one down. Resonating Strike going to do it. As,
He even wanna
I mean, TL
smite
getting
it.
1 grub. I mean, I think KC is still going to be absolutely fine with this as the beat drops. And Jose's still going to go in. There's a flag and drag. As Jose
Jeez,
thinks that he might
Jose,
have caught
call
Busio out,
quits
but
on
he just
something.
backs away himself. So really nice secure of the first couple of grubs. TL get at least 1 back, but is still not the end of the world for KC.
Yeah, but you're still losing this top side. So on the initial invade that TL had, Yike couldn't get that Grump because he was afraid of TL invading. Now after going for the objective
You
of the
say
top
you're still
side,
losing
loses
this
that
top side? What are
camp
you
again.
talking
So
about?
overall, Team Liquid have just been keeping Yike down this entire time. You can see a 2-level lead. Yike still will manage to equal at least to 7 when he gets towards this bottom side.
Yeah, it's
but it's still
Jose
very
Auto
messy.
Lee Sin, bro.
Yeah. Again, I just go back to, I think they really wanted the spicy hot pot. You know, they wanted the Jarvan ult for the rest of their comp, the rest of their champions, but Jose here on the Lee Sin has opened up just such a massive individual lead. Bottom
There's
side, though,
nothing
2-1.
here.
Yeah, Jan taking a little bit of damage here, but does just walk his way out. He will be fine,
There's
at least
6.
for the minute. Has his Hex Tech cookie at the ready. I think they spotted Yike moving in as there's the
Good
rebuttal.
flash.
And that will be able to at least help him speed up, move out of the way alongside the flash.
And I think this is the one part of the map that KC can try and play around is the bot lane. Like already they've got a nice lead opening up for themselves. This will only grow now as well. And the fact that the flash is gone and Yon now means that they should be able to try and punish that again. If especially you're getting Team Liquid trying to play through this strong top side for invades.
Yeah, 100% agree right there. Ezreal here for Kalist looking quite good.
Yeah.
Definitely one of his favorite, most comfortable champions. And as you said, with Busio having so much success
Oh
too,
my gosh.
definitely will be
It's
a
not
very
crazy enough to do
powerful
that,
team
bro.
fight when they bring those two in.
Yep, it's going to be the lane to play around, I think, for KC.
Lee Sin is one of the
And this
best
composition
junglers, yeah.
is pretty stable.
Would
I
I
think stable is
recommend
the
you
right
play
word,
him?
to talk about this, as in the meantime,
Fuck
KC
no.
now just going to be playing real far back from this outer turret that you can see. Yike is hovering, as well as Yehu moving down towards the bottom lane as well, but does have to go back as the waves are going to be crashing in mid.
Well, I did
And the
play him
Dragon
back
going to be
then.
started up
Of
here.
course I
TL
did.
have Double Dragon on the table.
But again, it does slow down Yike. He wanted
You
to go
start
to
the
this
game,
top
you
side,
pick
try
your
and clear
role,
this
you
top
look
camp side
challenger,
spawn, but
most
instead was
played.
pulled down to
Lee
cover
Sin
for that
pops
play.
up.
So Team Liquid going to be able to take Dragon and then sweep through their own jungle up towards top side. So again, it's just value for the jungler.
You build
Jose
your
Diogo.
mechanic and gain knowledge
Jose
of the
is
worst
wielding
ones
an
like
Eclipse
Trundle.
right now. So Yike being
Grab
on
a
little
simple
pieces,
kit and you're okay
like, you
clear.
have no business going over there. That's why
The
I'm so
farther you
focused
go,
on
you
jungle.
And
realize
it's like
you need
the
a better
best dueling
clear
item to pick up
and
first
more
as well, but
1v9
like that one
potential.
item spike, you're feeling
And I was told
fantastic.
You
earlier
will be
it was a full
forced to
moon, so I
switch
don't know what
off
Eclipse is
yours
doing here at all. Yeah.
unless
I
you
didn't
start with
understand
that.
part
We're
of
gonna
the
have to
show at
consult-
all.
Which
consult
if
the
you did
analyst
start with that, I
on
would
that
say
one.
you were
Yeah, they'll
pretty
need
much
to fill us
going
in
to be
on what
hard stuck
exactly that
a
meant. I'm
certain
gonna need
rank
an
for a
explainer,
while.
because that was weird, to say the least. Okay, Yike going to be starting up this Krug camp, and that is going to be the last one. We'll see where he's going to be going next. True Shot Barrage going to be
Goofy,
sent back
oh.
towards Kalist. He doesn't want it, and so it is just going to be
Yeah, let
sailing
me just
around
deflect an
Runeterra once
ult.
again.
With a
Yehu
20-second
back in
cooldown.
this mid lane, and I do feel like KC, this composition is just
No, it's
very
not
happy to
20,
play
it's
this
a
one
lot
slow.
longer.
The slower this game goes, the better it is for the EU representative. And so right now, TL, I think the ball is in their court to get this one moving faster, and with an Infernal Soul this game, that is
KC do
really
scale
gonna help
better.
if they can keep stacking these
But
drakes.
Ornn
Yeah, I
does
think Team
help with
Liquid
it a
would really
little.
like to try and open up one of these side lane towers because their 1-4 is pretty oppressive. Like, once Quid gets a couple of items, it's going to be really difficult to keep him in check because Busio.
Yeah, gonna get jumped on here by Jose Diodo. There is Core JJ from the sky, and where did Busio go?
Did Busio,
He
does
thought he
Busio
was the
keep
one
getting
hiding
caught
here on
out?
the wall. He thought that he was, you know, the one laying the trap.
Yeah, well, he was definitely hiding, but then they found him.
Yeah.
All right.
Pantheon ultimate right over the top there instantly.
Beautifully played by Core JJ, though. He has been phenomenal this tournament and did not hesitate for 1 second on that man drop. Okay, kinda
Dude,
looking for
the
some
way
options,
Jose
but
auto
does just
plays Lee
get himself
Sin
back
reminds
over
me
it.
of like
Jose's going to follow him.
old
There's
Lee.
the ram coming through from Morgan as well. They are on the equalizer, but there's the knock up, and down goes the rumble. And TL, they must have been listening to the broadcast, because we said they needed to keep going fast. Yike comes in to try and save the play. As
What the
encore is
fuck?
extended
Oh
by
my gosh,
Yike,
it hit.
and they should be able to get
I thought that would
Morgan
for
it.
sure
Really nicely
miss.
done to get one back for KC.
Thank God
Did
we
he
did, 'cause
flash
that
and
was
do it?
about to be Team
No,
Liquid
that's weird.
running away with a very
Did
big
Seraphine
lead.
get the
They've
kill?
been everywhere,
Hopefully
but
not.
Busio's not safe.
Hold on. Hold on.
Jose doesn't have ult though, so it's
He was just being annoying.
Yeah, it's gonna be stops on backs. He can't kill him again quite yet. Don't worry.
But yeah,
Alright.
this has been Team Liquid playing so well around this early jungle lead for Jose Diodo and making sure they're just getting in the face, abusing the matchup, and making sure that
This is where the
KC don't
matchup
really get
becomes
to play at all.
annoying.
Yehu,
He is looking a whole lot better here, is right on the edge of that stun as the exhaust has to come through here to avoid that frostbite from just killing this Yasuo. Okay, KC now should be able to move down, and 2.5 minutes on the Drake, so not really going to
Jose's
be
there
focusing
first
on
though.
that.
Jose's gonna be here first, and he is 4 seconds away from his ult.
Good
3, 2,
God.
Is going to miss as he looks for the safeguard. There's the mini stun, gets the knock up.
He's
so
dead,
they
egg.
pull the bird into the sky, take him down to the egg. The rest
Yikes,
of KC
here,
trying to get
EQ.
over here.
What
There's
the
double
fuck?
knock up from Quid, and Quid should be going down, but they get the bird first as Quid is then going to be executed. Busio over
What happened to
the wall,
EQ
and I think
combo
it's just a
there?
1-for-1.
Yeah, 1-for-1. Plus you count like maybe the passive egg.
That's
Oh,
way
yeah,
worse.
1.5 for
1
one.
point,
So
maybe
worth for
1.2 or
TL.
something like that. But yeah, they do get that, and then investing the extra teleport. So they drew out the teleport from Kana here. KC using the extra summoner spell to get here in time and defend him.
It's a good
and
Q
Jose plays
dodge.
as well. Gets the kick into the wall that sets up for Quid to be able to join. And even as this starts to play out, watch the knock-up coming through from Quid, because Yike tries to go for the flag and
Look.
drag, but it gets interrupted
Oh,
there perfectly by Quid.
that was so
And
hard
even
to
though he
see
does
with
end
the
up falling
skin.
down, that buys enough space to, 1, get the kill, 2, get the flash from Busio, and then able to back away.
Exactly. The extra summoner spells there invested by KC during the skirmish. We'll see about the
Lee
next dragon. It's only a
Andrews.
minute and 20 seconds away. And you know Team Liquid are going to set up again.
Yeah, and I think this is where KC really need to turn this game around. On that next Dragon fight, if they deny that, it slows down TL so considerably. Adds an
Thundered
extra 10
on
minutes to a
Jose.
potential soul timer and gives you that
Can
extra
he get
space
there in
in
time,
order to
though?
get this composition online, as they are on this Rift Herald already.
I wonder here.
Does
for
Kana have
TL,
any
because
stuns?
Core does have his
Or can
ulti,
Morgan just TP for
and
free?
Jose is here on 2 items. Okay, this is Sundered Sky and Eclipse.
Yeah, and you mentioned Core JJ's ulti. Well, he is now going to be over a wall as Yahoo over to the side, not going to get picked up by that tornado. Is now
What
Core
the
realizing
fuck
that
am
he's
I
in a lot
watching
of trouble,
here?
has to try and commit to this one. It is Rift Herald secured, and they'll trade that for their Pantheon as Morgan. A little bit
Morgan, why are
late to
you
this
here?
party, but sometimes it's better late than never. Although maybe not this time.
Better
TL
late
is trying to
than
get back
never,
towards their
but
mid
better
lane as Morgan
late
just says,
than
"Get
is
out of the way,
better.
wall," and he is going to be able to at least headbutt that one down. Now the Rams coming in, and maybe late is actually better than never as they're in the Cataclysm.
Better
Yike
late
is
is
no
never,
longer
but
there.
never
He's
late
being
is
taken out
ladder.
first as Jose just trying to safeguard around the fight. Yahoo getting whatever he can done as Cannon with the flame spitter. Quid kept alive by the safeguard. Why are they allowed to get out of this one? Quid will be taken out as Jose. I mean, he's so much money if they can get that kill, but they're unable to do so. But still KC
Yeah,
getting some big
killing
kills
Jose.
back.
KC just about managed to turn it around, the 1 for 2, but Yahoo still here with Core JJ. Will just back away. Big win, even though they
Only
do
Core
lose the Rift
JJ
Herald.
had his
Yeah,
ult
it's all
there.
kind of domino effect from
And
Core JJ's
flash.
ultimate. Him going down early, putting TL at a numbers disadvantage. KC, they really do make them pay for it. Getting the extra kills here, the extra money back. They can push topside. The only drawback for KC is that Yike did go down, so they couldn't like rush over to Dragon.
But
But
also-
he is back up now.
Kind of stuck around so long on that top side. It does mean that Team Liquid kind of in a position now to
Teleport.
contest this, because Morgan already coming out
No
with
Ornn
Quid.
ult.
I don't know if they do this quite fast, and maybe they do.
No Pantheon ult.
Jose
We know
is gonna be able to
Seraphine
put
no
down the
ult.
Rift Herald to try and help out. Could be a bit of a Battle Herald situation here as they get the knock up onto Yahoo. He's over his
Oh
own
my
wall,
gosh,
and
the
it's actually
Herald.
not working out for him. And now the Rift Herald is going to invade the Dragon Pit. Yike has to get out of there. True Shot Barrage is not going to do anything at all. That's his teammate. As now Yahoo tries to get out. Gets
Was?
stabbed
Don't
by
slug
Core
him.
JJ, and that is going to be soul point over to TL.
Oh, the party continues, Atlas.
This series is weird, boys. I don't know what to do.
You're right about the timing on the contest, though. Exactly. They
There
get
we
back
go.
and they put down. Rift Herald gets used so that they can go for this play, combo onto the Anivia, and then the DPS wasn't there on Dragon, so they're allowed to continue, drive the Herald in, and Team Liquid. feel
I'm
Sorry,
more of a
sorry,
result now than I
sorry.
was ready for.
Sorry
But, Shelly
twice.
topside.
Sorry 3
And
times.
Yahoo
My legs hitting
wasn't
the arrow
way
button.
Too far. Jose with a great call there to just kick him again, set up for Quid. Now, he does a good job escaping, but you've now got the rest of Team Liquid that can just get into the pit, push KC away, and it's just an easy Dragon setup with Yahoo eventually getting caught.
And it's
Core
this
JJ,
kind of
you
chaos
silly
that
Billy.
this TL composition thrives in as well. And they are able to create it
My nose is
at a
pissing
moment's
me off,
notice
man, from
based
all
on
the
Core JJ
vomiting.
just falling on people from the sky.
But
Isn't it
also
weird how
feels
humans
like
vomit?
A very different form from KC that
Stomach
we saw
is like, yeah, we
domestically.
need this
team
shit
fights
out
were
of
their
us,
bread
right?
and butter as Yike now.
Yeah, Quid
Good
in a little bit of
baits.
trouble in the side lane, but now
Pantheon
Core
ult,
is
Seraphine
coming from the
ult.
sky yet again. He does get chomped up,
Jarvan
and now
ult.
Jose
Jarvan
making his
EQ
way in.
out.
It's
Rumble
Canada
ult
that
comes
turns over.
down.
There's the
Quid
ulti from
ult
Quid,
comes
gets out the
down.
equalizer and
Onto
takes
the
down
Rumble.
Yike.
Core
His
JJ
shields
still
are working
alive.
out so beautifully, but they take out the
Ornn
Yasuo
ult comes
in
here, knock
immediate
up
trade, and then Core
into the
JJ
ult.
fancies his way
Nice.
to
Oh,
Yahoo
GG.
and keeps himself alive.
You're never killing
What
this
the
this
hell?
this
Core
dude.
is playing the best series of his life.
So is Jose, baby. I mean, honestly, nah, it's just a regular Lee Sin game from our
Uh-huh.
boy.
Yeah, he's getting that
exactly
he's getting
right.
that
He's gonna
quadra
find
kill, bro.
Busio here, and
It's
Core
not
JJ won
quadra.
Worlds in 2017. That was a pretty good series as well. But I like recent memory.
Yeah.
My God, he's playing so well.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
having
I'm not a
fun.
fan.
Dagda.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, not at all.
Didn't T1
Yeah.
permanently ban Lee Sin?
We're setting up for the reverse sweep. It's okay.
This is a nice
This
play.
looked
EQ
really
up.
good for KC to start things off.
Dash
Catching
away.
Yasuo's in side
Pantheon ult
lanes,
comes
it's
through.
Taylor's
Wall
oldest
comes
time.
through.
I
Sayer
mean,
Fiend
the
ult.
TL, they have
Dash
really
comes
been
through. Jarvan
thriving
ult
in
comes
these
through. Out.
skirmishes,
Rumble ult comes
especially
down.
with all the
Jose ult
mobility
is in
here.
the
Jose
back
and
with
Quid keep comboing,
Quid. They're
for
hitting.
these
They're hitting.
knockups.
Core
So
JJ
they're able
still
to get
alive.
enough
One
damage
goes
done, and
down.
Jose is so far
Jose
ahead.
second.
He's king on the
Core
rift.
JJ
Core JJ,
flash.
as you're
Stun.
saying, he's still able to like flash and it's done.
He
It
was
still
on
lives.
20 health like the whole team fight.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just the fact that Team Liquid again
Bro, what is this
are in such a good
Ezreal
position to
ultras?
rotate towards these
End
plays.
of the
They have
fight.
TP, they had that push in mid, and they just
You're
can't keep up.
goofy.
Oh my god, that is horrific.
That is so cursed. I love it.
He had
Jungle,
5k damage.
Jungle diff, boys.
I would say
Okay,
so. I
so-
think
He's not
he's pretty
building GA
legendary.
though.
And I mean,
What
Jose
is that, Black
is
Cleaver?
a Latin player in general. But yeah, he's 8-0-3. This Lee Sin is just a monster.
But it does,
Better
again,
ladies
I was
never,
kind of starting it before we
letter
got the
ladies
pick, was that it
leather.
doesn't feel like the KC, really, but yeah, I mean,
That's like my
not the style that
this
I'd
is
be
like
looking
my
at.
Yeah,
Viago
and
game it's
the
driving.
Coinbase gold grind, not something that Dagda wants to talk about, but
Did
Jose
she just reflect
very,
the turret
very far
shot?
ahead, 3.6k.
Okay.
And yeah, it's basically, if you're going to look at where the money's coming in from, let's just go with everywhere. Yike now in a lot of trouble as they've really been able to hold him down this game. Out of turret, now being sieged down, and they haven't done a whole
All
lot of
the
work
gold
as
is
far
on
as opening up
Jose,
the map
but
through
if you
mid is
wanted it to be
concerned,
on
and the wave
anyone, I
clear is
would
still
pick
going to
him.
be there in spades here for KC. As
Jeez,
Core
Core
JJ
JJ.
moves to number 11 as far as assists. And yeah, I think this is the right time to have a giant Core JJ on the side of the screen.
Honestly, too, there's not a really huge possibility for the comeback because it's super difficult, as you're mentioning, to work into the Mel Reflect and the Yasuo wall as well. So
It feels like
do
the
you
old
want to like twist that
Braum,
knife
Yasuo
more, or
combo.
like how much more torque can you get in the back? You know? Yeah.
well, no, we don't have the
He
Dragon
can
Soul yet,
break
Dagda.
that.
Oh, True Shot Barrage as Yon just launches himself towards KC.
Imagine
And,
using your ult and the
okay,
damage
Sonic
hits
Wave
you
from the
instead.
darkness here as Jose
I would be
is
furious.
very, very scary, but they think that they might have caught him here as the ram comes on through. They're looking for Kalist.
Nice.
Quid's going to find him in that backline, but immediately gets exhausted, taken out as Jose gets a kickback on the Yike, but it doesn't really do anything at all. Equalizer now going to come on through as Core JJ going down lower and lower. The double snap from Yon
Guys,
is
what
good, but
is
they
this
are
fight
out
we're
of
taking?
teammates. Triple knockup from Morgan. He flashes over the wall, and he is still going to die as TL.
Give.
I don't think you're fighting for this, Soul.
It's just because the Ornn ultimate did not hit Kalist there. He didn't get the knockup for Quid, and I've cursed them. No! Oh my
You've taken
God.
that knife out and stabbed him in the back, and
Oh
I'm okay
my
with that.
God.
Because KC managed to find
That
a
one
little
dude
bit of
down
a
there,
fight with
he's
Kalist
not reacting
even
at all.
getting
He
that good
remembers
flash
the
away from
T1
Quid
match.
there in the
He's
midst
not
of it,
saying shiz.
setting up for it, and now there's a lot of gold that they can pick up on the map. So this gold
Yeah, I'll go
lead
to pretty
starting
much
dwindle
even.
for Team Liquid now.
Well, what is it
and,
even
it was
when
only really
Jose's
2,000
death
anyway,
sentence?
right? Like,
Yeah.
that is not a ridiculous snowball or anything like that. Let's have a
was
look at how this
close.
one was attempted to be set up here, as they are so split, TL.
Yeah, so Core actually goes for Busio, but then, yeah, the Ornn ultimate not getting the knockup here towards Kalist means Quid gets deleted. And the Yasuo immediately out of the fight means that they're not really going to be able to salvage this for Team Liquid. So then they're just trying to run everybody for themselves at this
I mean,
moment.
Morgan has to
And there
go
you
in
can
there.
see just even with
Yon's
the
gonna
lock-on,
die.
Morgan trying to play frontline for Team Liquid still gets caught out at the end.
Maybe.
So it is something back and a little bit of time
Maybe
off for
schmaybe.
KC. And you can still, like, the main focus for KC is Kalist. He's the one with a 2,000 gold lead in
There's
the bottom
dumbass
side.
truck
3
outside
items now in
beeping.
the Ezreal. If he is able to play his game, he's in a great spot. And that's why Team Liquid coming into that fight were trying to focus him down, just couldn't make it happen. So we need Kalist once more to kind of step up and try and play just on a knife's edge to keep himself safe, yet take down Team Liquid.
Yeah, needs to
Trying
not
to
get
get
kicked.
comfortable, bro.
That's it's going to be the main thing, and that is precisely what he managed to do in that last fight. We saw how much better that went for him. As Jose looking for a bit of an angle here. Kalist very capable of just clearing out these minion waves over and over, and that outer turret just seems like a thorn in the side of TL, unable to really open up the map. And another 3 minutes until another chance at that Infernal Soul for Team Liquid. And I think it's going to be really important to get themselves on it. 24 minutes, and so the Baron up and available as well. Going to be a difficult objective to go for because, I mean, unless Morgan tanks it up, it's a little bit difficult for both teams to tank that particular objective this early in the game.
Yeah, Morgan's starting to upgrade people's Ornn items as well, hand out the extra value there. just in time for these big objectives. And Team Liquid taking the other side of the map right now, wrapping around.
All right.
They do have a Pantheon ultimate ready again, so you have to be careful about overextending inside lanes. Kana rightfully pulls back while the rest of the team is getting Baron vision.
But look at the amount of vision that is there for Team Liquid. The observers just highlighted it. They kind of know exactly where everyone is if they walk through the enemy or their own jungle on KC's
Whoa,
side.
Jose.
Being forced
1K
away
shutdown.
Yep. Quid in range of Jose. That is going to be the main thing here. Anytime he gets that Dragon Rage kick option, as now we've got Morgan making his way in as well. Jose getting himself out. The wall is avoided by TL quite nicely, and Jan getting some alone time with the turret. That is going to be a big
Nothing will
deal.
happen for 2 minutes, bro.
They desperately want to grab that. Only one plate left remaining here as Morgan possibly caught out. Does searingly charge his
He's
way
dead.
out, but has to take the red carpet as Canna lays that one down. No flash available here for this on, and he has to try and turn and make something happen. It's just going to be an arcane shift forward. Canna's the one that locks down the kill in the end. That is kill score evened out. TL's gold lead down to 600. This game is anyone's
it's
right
like
now.
7.
Yeah, but what more can KC get? You
There's
can
a
already
cannon
see
wave.
immediately Cannon moves down towards the bottom side. They want to try and get some of the standing gold. Quaid pushes out top, so there isn't an option for 2 of the turrets, but still, as you say, like, this is getting incredibly close now. Just a small few mistakes from Team Liquid starting to cost them.
Yeah, really good pick right there. Turning on Morgan as he's trying to rotate
Now it's
over
gonna
to the
be
rest
even.
of the team. KC collecting more and more gold, making me more
Yeah,
and
it's
more
even
nervous.
now.
Kana also level 16 here with an arm guard.
He is very scary, making a lot of money as well with that first strike, as we can see, moving to
Never
about
mind.
1.4k ahead just
Tower
himself.
doesn't go down.
Obviously, Morgan can have a lot of value just in general, but this Rumble needs money to be effective, and Canna definitely has it at this point in time. Callista parking himself in this mid lane once again, and it's still just frustrating for TL to get any sort of damage onto that outer turret.
Better
Back
late
out
is
onto the
never,
map,
but
though, is
never
Morgan.
late is
50
better.
seconds until Dragon, though. You can see they're trying to put
Ooh.
Yehu
I
in
don't
that top
understand.
side, so then he can hit that level 16, just barely.
Drake, what do you mean
away
when you
from
say
us. And
this?
if you could get that before this next Dragon, that could be huge for KC, as already you're starting to see them push in mid. They want to set up for vision control around the area.
Yeah, well, that
No
is going to
way
be a
you just
nice
did that,
little,
Shiz.
rebuttal there
Oh,
from
that
Jan
was-
to avoid a bit of the damage.
RJJ and Jose were there. That was a risky arcane shift forward. Did have Yike waiting in the wings, but there is little vision for KC in the Dragon area.
Yeah, teleport in from Morgan. He does not want to risk this. Wants to make sure that he is there for the setup.
Here we go.
15 seconds to go as Yahoo is going to
Who
move in
face
as well.
checks? They
Pretty
just
dark
send.
as KC
Oh,
try to
they're
get
in there.
themselves through, as that is going to be the dash cannon forward. Equalizer, fantastic from Canna with limited vision, and now the Cataclysm comes in, but that
Yeah, but it's on core
only onto
JJ,
one.
bro.
The kickback is there as Yike is going to be taken out first. Core JJ just barely surviving, and now he can actually get himself back towards this fight after a reset. The Dragon has now spawned, but I don't think it's going to be at the forefront of anyone's mind just yet with Yike going down.
Incredibly close attempt there from KC. They went for it because they saw Quid on the bottom wave, but they just barely can't finish the kill.
But now they have no jungler, so KC kind of have to hard force this, or it's sold for Team Liquid.
What the fuck
They're
is that
trying to buy
Drake
time,
doing?
But how do you engage? You use so much to try and get Core JJ.
Yep, still 15 seconds on the Jarvan here as well. And KC,
No,
4
you
versus
can't get in
5.
this
They
shit,
know
bro.
that they need to try and deny this as Morgan's moving in.
You still
Doesn't have
got
the
core
on-horn at the
JJ's
moment.
ulti,
They
you just
realize
send them, you know.
they're just not going to be able to win, so they have to give up Infernal Soul to TL, and they move back into the driver's
Shit.
seat.
Infernal Soul, more
80% win rate.
here
We'll see.
to Team Liquid with their combos. I mean, honestly, that was just a slight bit overreach there into the jungle.
Yeah.
They really wanted to take advantage while TL were split. But Jose had some good
Quid
peel
has
for
shield
Core JJ as
bow now.
well with the kick over into the blue buff pit.
And that's Team Liquid, the MasterCard priceless moment now with that Inferno Soul picked up, which makes things so much more difficult. Jan's poke gonna be so obnoxious to deal with.
Caillou with
And
the
KC gonna have to
armband.
go back to the drawing board, figure out how they're gonna try and play this, because things also went wrong for Team Liquid in that
There we
fight. With
go.
Morgan not connecting with the ultimate, like there was a lot that actually went well for KC, but that's not
I'm
always
so
gonna be the
tired,
case,
man.
especially as you start to teeter into these later levels.
What
Yep,
the
as
fuck
now
is
Yahoo
Bird
could be
doing?
in a little bit of
Okay.
trouble, but Morgan doesn't quite find the knockups. Jan going to get attacked by Yike. The equalizer goes down, and that is going to be enough to deal with
Seraphine
this
ult,
spell.
arm guard
Yahoo
is
goes
good.
golden,
Jose
though, to keep
auto
him alive,
goes
but
in
look at these
now.
Southpaws. This Infernal Soul is doing
Kick,
work as
Q,
Jose is
into
going to be able to
Q.
follow Canna out of that one. He's still legendary, but he's not in the fight anymore. As now Quid dashing after Yike will be able to help
It's
Morgan
even.
grab that kill. And Busio and Kalis find themselves the last men standing.
There's no focus. That was a scramble. Everybody for themselves.
Never mind. Yeah, Yehu gets himself out somehow.
Everybody was fighting their own brawls on different sides of this
That was
one.
It was
extremely
absolute
bad
bedlam.
from
I
Mel.
thought Caliste was going to go down, but Jose Diodo
Getting caught out
went the
like that
opposite
was
direction.
very bad.
Team Liquid, though, still with the bigger health bars, are going to get this mid lane turn.
Finally.
But she has on guard unless she just bought it.
Okay, so we knew it was 11-11 to begin things off. That was only a 1-kill advantage here for TL. Things still exceptionally close. Let's check it out again.
Yeah, because you can see as it all
This is
starts
good bait
off, like,
from
you
Kai
end up
here.
getting the pick on towards Yon, which is all that KC are focused on here, as they immediately go in with Kana's ultimate as well. The ult from Morgan ends up connecting onto Yehu and Kana, which
Core
sets up then
JJ's ult
for
is
Quid to go in.
fine.
But watch now as
Ornn
this goes
ult
through,
is
'cause
massive
Lucio hits
here.
onto Quid.
The
Core JJ
ult on
flashes
Quid
onto
literally
Caliste.
does nothing.
Instead,
Like,
Jose
he doesn't
Diodo
take
turns
any
onto Kana.
damage.
So Caliste manages to stay up in the middle of this fight, who then kills Core JJ. Jose Diodo finishes off the low health Con on the bottom side, and this is where it starts to get a little bit bedlam. Like as Kobe was saying, there's so many different scraps, there's no real
Yeah,
focus.
thank God for
so there's
Quid
low
that
health
fight, too.
bars all over the place.
Everyone just
Jose
ran
was
in separate
completely
directions.
fixed
It was
on the
crazy. It was
rumble.
like the beginning of the Hunger Games or something like that. They're all just sprinting out of the house. But in the end, it works out relatively well for
There's a
TL.
66%
Honestly,
win
this
rate.
is still anyone's game. Even with an Infernal Soul, we've seen a Soul lose. I believe it was TL. So far in MSI. So KC, still some options, especially with a composition
The
like
question
this.
is,
much
how
of
much would you
KC's
pay for
upfront
Infernal
damage, though, is
Soul?
like, hey, we pick one
Like, how
target
much
first
gold
and
would you
down
give the
with this
enemy
hot
to
combo.
make it
You
feel
now have
even?
The Seeker's arm guard on Yon. You have
4K,
GA
I
on
feel
Jose
like, is a
Diodo.
number.
And I don't think you're getting through Morgan quite as easily as you'd expect. So really the targets for this combo are starting to disappear. So I think this is where it starts to get a little difficult now for KC with the comp.
Big thing for me, though, was that Busio did get a really good ultimate. He got the Yasuo, at least. You know, I thought it was going to be very hard for him to be able to get a good ultimate off with Wind Walls, with Mel Reflect going around, but they've still been able to find very good effectiveness there.
Yep, good
We're just
angles.
gonna need
Now
stall
TL
for
looking
Elder,
an
'cause
option
then
towards
Mel
the
will have
Baron, or
flash
at least
out.
wanting to get some vision, as there is
Ouch.
a Ornn slingshotting himself towards the top side of the map. He's going to usher that minion wave over as well. It's now KC.
You
looking for a
dumbass
fight. There's another
fucker.
Cataclysm on to Yon, taking a lot of damage here. Does manage to go golden as Kana does exactly the same thing. Caliste gets turned on by
Nice.
Jose. There is the knock-up, and Quid is able to take him down. Yon's still alive somehow as Yike is going to get taken down to the GA, and he should be removed as well as Morgan. Gigantic health bar, thanks to that new belt that he just purchased.
Pantheon's in
And
the
it's a double
ult.
for Jose. My God, this guy's Lee Sin was already famous. It's going to be more famous after this one.
And he deserves it. Okay, they're going to be able
Yeah,
to
this
look
is
at the Baron while we
if
do
this is bait from
replay.
Yon, it's
But
very good.
Dagda, it's crazy
I think
again.
it is
Listen,
'cause he
Nivea
knows
on
he
your
has
minimap is walking from
the arm
base right
guard.
now, and KC decides to full send. But
But he
Morgan is
needs to
also
get the
running to
root
this
before
fight
he
too,
uses it.
trying to get there immediately, and there you
Quid's
see
ult
the
is
ultimate
nice, driving
through two.
EQ back.
Yeah, and then it's
He's
just the
fucking
follow-up from
stuck
Team
there.
Liquid, right? The wall doesn't quite
Ornn
get
ult,
the
instant
separation,
kills,
so
and
Morgan's able
it's
to follow
over.
across. The GA is just jumped on by Team Liquid, and I think this fight just everything in the kitchen sink used towards Yon, but we just highlighted like the Seeker's arm guard, able to buy so much time, and if you can't finish off
Oh,
that play,
Caliste, you're
has to
fucking
overextend
washed, bro. I
and
hope
try
you
and
get
help
out of
out
this
Yike,
tournament.
and it's just not it.
Yeah,
I just loved watching Dagda while you were taking us through the replay. Dagda's just pointing at the minimap, just sort of
Like,
losing
why
his
is
mind
EU so
off to the
ass
side.
beside G2?
Who wasn't
It's
there?
insane.
But the thing is, like, this
But
isn't
this
the
team
KC
took
we saw
G2 to
domestically.
Game 5
like, they
in double
wouldn't,
final.
like, panic engage or
Which
overextend.
it just
They
makes no
play slow
sense,
and
man.
play for like clean fights.
Is
This
it
hasn't
respect?
been what we've seen this series at all.
Is it nervousness?
Well, they're going in.
Quid getting a lot of value out of that wind wall here as they look to dive on top of the Yasuo. Gets
Brother,
through
what
with
the
ulti,
fuck
kills
are you
one with
doing?
it, holds up the other two as Yike is traded for the Lee Sin. Gets out of the way of the encore, but great stopwatch there from Yehu.
What do you-
He's still
what is
dead.
that
He's
guy
still
clapping
exceptionally
for,
dead,
bro?
Turned into a fried egg in the mid lane.
You
and
see
Kana
him-
just has to turn tail.
Rewind
and
that, bro.
Great. The other two,
Look at this dude.
as Yike is traded for the Lee Sin, gets
Is he
out of the way of
watching the
encore,
game?
Holds up the other two as Yike is
Look at this screen right now, bro. Your boy is cooked.
traded for the Lee Sin, gets out of the way of the encore, but great stopwatch there from Yehu. He's still
Has he
dead.
been
He's
watching
still
the game?
exceptionally dead.
Does
Turned
this dude
into a
know,
fried
like,
egg
this
in
is
the
what,
mid
like,
lane, and
do
Kana
actual
just has
people
to
that
turn
own
tail
jerseys know the
and
game?
run.
Or did
30
they find it
seconds
in
on
the
Elder,
trash?
and most of KC are dead.
Game's over.
At the end of the day, it's Jose Diodo Lee Sin, man. 12-0
Like, he's a-
He's
Like,
18 out of
Alison's
20 kill
literally
participation,
just
and over
dodged
50%
Seraphine
of the
ult
kills are
and
his,
has
and
GA.
he's playing Lee ace in. It's 35 minutes into the game, and TL think that that is a good time to finish this one off. The inhibitor going to go down first. Jose
Nah,
is
they're
going
going
to
Elder.
game. Like,
The player cam for Jose because
Yeah, I won't skip any rounds.
Yeah.
I thought it was over.
Best day ever.
Out of all 10 players, he is he is the one having the most fun for sure, and it's not close.
I mean, I saw Spooks and Spawn. They were also having a pretty good time.
Get jumped on.
True. Okay, so Elder, the great equalizer, guys. Is this
They're in
going
the
to be
bush.
Well, we'll see whether it is going to be a good equalizer. I don't think it is
GG.
because Canner is already dead. TL looking for the turn. Jan is like, well, I'm just going to kill this dragon. If you guys are going to take down the enemy top laner, you've got this one 4v4 as Jan is going to, Core JJ dives forward. They take down Yahoo. The Ram is more of a celebration here from Lord Morgan as KC will just be escorted back to their base. And now TL, they have a big old buff to work with as they look to just march their way into this mid lane.
Jose Deodo is 2 kills away from the most kills ever in an MSI game, so he can get Kalista Bucio. There's being
I see 3 kills right there.
Mel just
Four
went
junglers,
Imperial
I'm pretty sure, 'cause
Mandates.
I think that
Okay,
number
bro.
might be higher if we include 80 carries in the equation.
It's
but
over.
Now we've got these Nexus turrets under fire. Quid looking for an angle towards Yike as he is so close to execution threshold. Core JJ wanting to try and take them down as
Core
Jose
JJ, what are
is
you
in
doing?
that base just trying to get a few extra kills. And Yanni's got the rebuttal to make sure they can do nothing about this as TL moving to match point
Okay,
over
reverse
KC
sweep needed.
here at the MSI play-ins.
That's what happens when you disrespect fucking Jose
Deodo,
Aldo's
Lee
Lee Sin.
Sin. Ban
Very
the
stupid
Akali, that is a
decision.
good ban against Quid.
All right, there we go. Some homework has been done.
Some, not all of it.
The Bard also going to be taken away here, and first pick now available for TL. See what Morgan is going to be taking away. I always just think it should be Renekton, but that's because all I care about is Morgan and playing his favorite champion.
They did ban the Jace.
Chances. Instead,
Okay.
Nautilus going to be locked in for Core
So
JJ.
you're walking into a trundle here.
Because you're kind of hitting on towards like the comforts that are being taken away for Team Liquid, but a lot of those comforts are gone.
Trundle's
for KC
good
as
into
well,
not,
right?
and then it just denies the
top lane,
Zinzao.
the Rumble
You're not
went
gonna
taken
play
away, the
Zinzao
Vayne
into
was even a big
Ashes.
tick for Kana domestically. The Bucio's champion pool has been whittled down as well, so I am curious what
You're going
the plan
Jhin?
is going to be here. As
Karma.
Jhin was not the high priority that I was expecting.
I was thinking
No, you're not
about
going
Jhin,
Jhin
but not
Karma.
possible.
You're in Jhin Alistar.
The
I was
Varus
gonna say,
Alistar.
I haven't been a fan of Varus after the nerfs.
Yeah,
but
same.
he's still, the team's still
Varus
are.
gone.
So they're gonna take it away. And Jan himself has been a fan of it too.
He had a good
Is
game.
Yike
right?
a
They
Trundle
played the
player?
only lethality Varus that we've had so far this season, this tournament, and did pick up a victory. As Yike is not allowed to play the bird.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they're stressed, bro.
maybe it's just the Zinzao here, and you just try and
No,
look
it's
for a push
Alistar.
on bot lane into play
Alistar.
towards the Zinzao.
Oh,
Okay.
what about an immediate Silas pickup?
I mean, honestly, the Silas buffs I thought were really crazy.
Whoa,
I've
whoa,
been waiting
whoa,
for
whoa.
Silas to come out either in mid or in jungle.
I mean, Silas into Alistar is just so
Jose
good.
Auto
yeah.
Silas?
The Alistar though was one of Bucio's pick from the first place that
Stop
he was exceptionally
hovering the
good on
bird.
and was able to make a lot of plays on the roams. So trying to find an answer into the Nautilus I think makes sense as well. Because you
Renekton.
hook him with the Nautilus, you get the
Renekton with
pulverize
Narod
to
is very
interrupt.
good.
And there is
Send a
your
nod.
pick.
There it
Mr.
is.
Atlas.
Morgan gets his crocodile, and I am a very happy man. Senna is going to be hovered here
Senna,
for
yeah.
Quid for the moment. They will lock that one down. So Senna, not as powerful as she was the patch
Who do you
prior,
pick again?
but is still able to get work done in the later stages with a whole
You
bunch
pick
of
into the
extra
croc.
range.
Yeah, and honestly, should still be able to stack souls off Alistar pretty nicely with the
Yep.
double melee support matchup for bottom lane. So
My dick
even though the
smells.
kill drop percent chance for the souls was nerfed, still can farm them pretty nicely off the melee champs.
Oh, Scion, yeah.
Scion was tapped on this patch but didn't really do anything.
Alright.
Still, we have seen Renekton's have a better
I
time
said
in
the
this
Scion
matchup,
would be the
so
highest win
far
rate, so
this tournament.
KC, you better win
Kanna's
one.
still going to go towards that one, try and
You better
nullify
not sell
the
this shit.
crocodile out of Morgan. I think Doran was the one that tried to do this against Morgan.
Oh wait, I picked
and
no,
really
no,
failed
no.
to do so, even
I
though they
picked
did win the
Rumble
game.
and he lost. That's
Morgan
actually
did sell
really
him,
good for me, actually.
Looking
Yeah.
good. Morgan has really
Oh, I
been
was
on fire
about to
this
pull up
tournament,
league
and at the end of
stats.
our
I'm not
playoffs as
joking
well,
with
so
you. I was about to pull
worth
up
the
league
confidence
stats to
there.
spoil myself by the
Now
series.
let's look towards mid and jungle, though.
Yeah, we don't care about bans.
Okay, there you go. Yes. And then,
Trundle's obvious.
In the early,
so
that's the
many
answer.
They could- is that
Victor,
done?
Silas, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of, I mean, like cream for
Seems
top
right,
esports
okay.
later on, but I thought teams might try to look towards
Talia.
it. Just going to be the Talia instead.
All right. Going to be making
Basic
Morgan's
champ
life a little
pick.
bit more difficult. Can certainly get some work done
Who do you
into
go
the
mid
Nautilus
even?
there as well.
So they need point and click CC to
Deadass,
go with
who
their
do you go
Talia
mid?
to set it up for jungle.
Shyvana,
but
Jose,
Pantheon was
yeah.
already played.
But who do you go
So
mid here?
why anybody? We're banned already, so I don't know,
There's
it gets
no
kinda,
one, bro.
It's kind of difficult there.
It's looking a little murky.
There's Zin or
For,
Shyvana.
for the KC side, but I like it for the TL side here to go for a Shyvana angle when you do already
Oh,
have
ho, ho,
Nautilus.
ho.
This is a very similar carry jungle.
Yes,
when you
yes,
have
yes.
Sen and Nautilus, having carry jungle is really, really powerful. Nautilus is going to give you the CC
Who
setup.
do you go
and
mid
Senna's
here?
obviously gonna
Control mage,
allow
no?
the Olaf to stay in the middle of
And
the fight. And
True
if you-
damage
Can
for
you
the
play
Alistair as
Hwei?
well actually can help.
Yeah,
Nah,
you're gonna
Hwei's
mute
too
all the
deep.
CC of all
Aurora,
of Talia and
The
Alistar
Yone,
inside,
of
so-
course, there
and
he
I
is.
was wondering if we might actually get the Rek'Sai in the upside for the Ike
baby.
that's been let through, but could Quick get his hands on
Or, oh yeah,
very
Ari's
much a comfort
better.
pick for him, but just maybe the
Too
Ari
much
instead,
AD
yeah.
with
It's going
Yone.
to be in
Swap
a
away.
very physical composition if they
Yes.
had locked in the Yone. But, I mean, Yone does do mixed damage, so I guess
You
there's
just
that.
go
The Ari going to
Zen.
be the choice instead.
I mean, Jose just dropped, what was that, like a 13
Or
bomb,
yeah,
14
this
kill
bit
or
who got
something on
buffed.
him. So, like, you know what? You're going to be the Olaf. You're going to be the main carry here, buddy. Olaf.
Should have played Lulu mid or something weird like that, you know, like just try and
Because
augment
people
Janna
hate this
mid.
Zin
Let's go.
nowadays.
As that is going to be the Kiana locked in for Yike. Damage coming out of the jungle, it's what we were kind of
Alright,
looking
this looks
for
like a game.
in this one, just in general. And Kiana Talia has been a pretty
Thank
powerful
God they
combo.
switched.
in that top struggle in that last four of those combos around Rift.
We don't care
Yeah,
about
that's
it. It's
Yeah,
not
you-
live, we can skip
Not
this shit.
now and get us to a fourth game for the first time this tournament.
Alright, this Olaf
When we
jungle,
have
I've heard
seen
some
Busio,
things
though,
about.
on this Alistair, it has been much more about getting active in the early stages, very similar to what we saw in things like the
Flash
Reveal,
hook.
So maybe less slow and steady for KC in this one, but we'll have to see how this one pans out.
And speaking of getting active early, Olaf and Nautilus, pretty good invade combo. So they had a little soft invade up there towards the top side, but right back to Raptor start for both junglers. And they are going to power clear.
Oh, I'm
now,
so
I will
tired,
say,
man.
this little bit of information is quite nice. They got to leave this ward behind on
What is
Grudge
that
2,
ward?
so you can track this Kiana. And
All right.
Stop
Ari in the
doing
game
this
Vendetta is
Riftbound.
Riftbound's next set.
No, no,
ladies
no,
and
no, no,
gentlemen.
no,
It's
stop
arriving
this.
on July 31st, and it brings together new champions, iconic rivalries, and beautiful art from across Runeterra. And here is the new Ari card as well. And she's already got one. We've already got up to the next Ari. Very cool.
I heard Ari is pretty popular. In all of
Yeah,
our
Vetty is
lots
a
of
big
skins,
fan of the
lots
Ari.
cards.
Yeah. I would have expected to get more Lux. That was what I was thinking.
True.
And let's see whether history is going to repeat itself. As
We played at
bit of a
first
fight,
stand
but I think you guys can talk about
2025
this.
against these dudes and won.
Yeah, first stand. I mean, Spawn
That was
talked
with
about it
Kalist,
to us
too?
last
Yeah.
night, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Why
Who is
everybody think that
Umti?
he's gonna beat us?" Like, he Spawn beat them at first stand. It was 2-1, so it's not gonna be exactly a repeat, especially if TL have
Bro,
their
what
way
a
this
crazy
game.
Worlds
Call
winner,
JJ
bro.
with the
How do you
fire.
go
It's like,
from
we beat
Worlds
them
to
last time,
on
and
NA?
that'll happen again.
Yeah, but in EU memory, it's we made it to finals. That means we're gooder. So that was kind of what we were hoping for. The problem is we don't really get the second chance if we lose this one. We're just out of the
I don't
tournament,
think you're
which
going to
is
get to
unfortunate.
finals again.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
That's
KC,
not going to happen.
well, we still hope G2 can do
No, yeah, I meant the we as in the
Can you
KC.
imagine if TL wins the first
G2
international for
certainly with
NA?
an opportunity to do so, as we are going to have a look at all three of the lanes here. Currently with no big advantages just yet, but you can see
If it's
Canna holding
anyone,
his
it'll
own
be
quite
Lion.
nicely
Can
into
you
Morgan in
imagine
this top lane.
Dokla?
Yeah. Morgan got
Grandpa,
the
who
push.
won the
Meanwhile,
only
bot side
MS
push
or
here
the
for
only
KC
international
with Kalist and Busio,
on NA in
utilizing
League?
the Varus
It was
effectively here early
Dokla.
on.
Dokla
And so it
top
should just be
player.
split Scuttlecraft for
I
these
love
two
Dokla
jugglers.
to death,
Offside
man.
clears,
Let's
of
think
course,
about
as we
this
said, they
kinda
both
funny.
start their Raptors, so you're going to have the early Raptor respawns for both of them. They're both trying to power farm, both trying to get to their level 6s. So it should be fairly calm, and everything going kind of according to plan here. You get a little bit of extra time, of course, after your first clear, so this is like the 90% jungle play. You almost always just leave your ward over their Raptors. And he's going to cross here, too, over towards Yike, back to his Raptors. And so we'll both have vision of each other doing our second clears with
And
our
Yike,
longswords.
yeah, Quid going to lose a bit of his health bar, but that is all that really results from that last play. As Jan and KJJ just down here just trying to hold down the fort. I don't think you're expecting to win this matchup, as the Sen and Nautilus just with the power of the Varus. Early has gone lethal tempo, so we're not going to get the lethality Varus. And I actually really like this. I do feel like they need consistent damage moving into that late game, and let's just hope that Kalist can have good positioning so that he can actually get those autos down.
Yeah. Meanwhile, look at Olaf. We have a little deviation from Jose. He did not go into a standard re-clear here. He's taking some extra time on this crashing wave.
And Yike moving towards the top side as well. Flash out from Morgan already as he slices away. Does avoid
Nice
the damage
dodge.
there from the Q, then does back away as we had a look at Jose Diodo in game 2. Yeah, just breaking records and making records here after that incredible Lee Sin performance. And we'll see what he can do on the Olaf.
Yeah. So he had a little bit of extra time there because of the extra time.
After tonight, we will know the draw for the playoffs.
And both of them
We'll
honestly
get
very close to
G2
mirror
Lion
vision too
first.
that they left behind.
It's
Yeah.
automatically
With the
said
control
that
ward also being
BLG
left behind
plays
here in TL
T1
side to
if
see
they
their
win.
second clear.
Honestly, it'd be a crazy
And
upset.
I actually remember one of our first jungle pentakills was actually on an Olaf. Can't quite remember who it was that picked it up. It was probably someone like Peanut or Canyon, because generally most of our records are.
Nope.
But I can't remember off the top of my head. But possible
It was a
opportunity
little
for Jose
balls.
to do the same thing.
Yeah, especially as this game goes later. Like 3 items on towards the Olaf, plus having the center to support is huge.
But Pulverize from Busio makes his way in. This Piercing Darkness actually working out quite nicely from Yon as
Good
they
dodge.
avoid the Piercing Arrow as well.
Yeah, it does feel like Busio trying to get control over this bottom side. You can see multiple pings going on towards the second Scuttle spawn. So that's where KC is starting to rotate to now.
And you can see the pings right now. They're question mark pinging the Gromp that they have the ward on. So they're like, okay, he's not doing Gromp. He must be doing Dragon right now. Their bottom lane just pushed in and moved up. And TL can't do anything about it, even though they can surmise his position. And good call from KC, because as we said, they had
No
basically
cloud,
the
no
mirror
hex
set
deck.
up on the opposite side of the map. So they knew Jose was up on top side and get their first Dragon for KC.
Yep, Jose is going to be able to clear out this control ward, but his position was known as well, moving up towards the Raptor camp potentially.
He is faking going for the Raptor respawn though, and now moving down to cover his own. So Yike will move across with Busio, but Jose will be here. Now spotted that the Olaf is on it.
Good vision on both sides, to be honest. This is sort of a bit of an information battle as Yike is able to steal this one away. The wall goes down, but Wid gets him off it. Yahoo is just going to back away. So just trying to play defensively here, KC, making sure that no Biffo goes down in this early stage and things remain incredibly even.
Bro, we know what
Jose
happened.
still trying to get this re-invade though. No push in mid for him.
Smite. He knows Yike just used his smite, but good draw there from Yike. Pulls him all the way back into the brush.
It's a little risky though, because he is only level 5 versus the level 6, and Yahoo had shoved in mid, and Quid had just reset. So could have potentially been a moment for KC, but decided not to pull the trigger. So now he has to walk back down towards his bottom side, giving Yike a little bit more time again to just farm up a bit of a lead for himself.
Well, another Headbutt Pulverize does come on through here.
Looks
as Chains
good
of
for
Corruption come
KC.
down at the same time. Busio only level 5, so he doesn't have the Unbreakable Will as Jan trying to do his best. CoreJJ flashing away with the Hail of Arrows. He's going to connect max range on the anchor to get the
That's a
escape
world
out
winner
from
hook
this
type show
Nautilus,
some
but did
beats.
still have to use the flash in the play.
And Busio doing a good job of body blocking the hook to the terrain in front of him, so that then you have to burn the flashes. CoreJJ still manages to escape, but it does give KC a little bit of an advantage now on that bottom side.
Yeah, Jose was moving down. That's why you saw Jan playing so aggressively. And KC, they smelt it. So they are going to be able to back away successfully. And no big advantages being picked up. Even this center lane actually doing fine as far as farm. I think that is going to be entirely evened out as these minions do get taken. Let's teleport back in as Kalist is going to face check. Does get snared. Piercing Darkness comes down, but the Piercing Arrow is there as well. A lot of piercing from both of these AD carries.
If there's any
Busio
character
using that teleport off the
that
Summer
Kalist
spellbook,
needs
though,
to be
get back into
playing,
the
it
lane
is
means
the
they should be able
Varus,
to get a
bro.
plate for themselves, although
You
maybe
need to
not
show
wanting
up on this
overextend
dude.
too much. Still unsure as to where the Olaf is quite at the minute. But we'll open up a roam for Busio. And I think that's where they really do want to try and unlock Busio from this bottom lane right now, get him active on the map.
Yeah, Alistair pretty good at making
Dude, I
an
deadass
impact
was so
in other
tired
lanes.
when the subway
Be able to
worker
move it a bit, but
asked
you can see that he is shadowed
anything
by
with this
CoreJJ
subway,
immediately.
I almost spit out refillable
Yike
potion.
also wants to use his
Oh
ultimate,
my
and
gosh,
Jose
bro, I'm
starts
so
up
geeked.
the grubs. This may be the area to do it.
Yeah, Morgan going to move down, and the Scion
What
is in
an
the bottom
awful
lane.
day.
KC, man disadvantage for this particular objective, and I think that they are just going to back away and just let Kana create some control for themselves by taking this bottom lane out. Jan is going to lose a bunch of his health bar as Kana is just basically unaware of the turret's existence.
It felt like a very late swap from KC though, because, oh, hang on, is I going to get caught here?
No.
Ike is moving down. There was a lot of good vision here from TL. So Core JJ making his way in. The flash on forward, flash out from Jan as well as Yike gets a supreme display of talent, but the ulti from Jan keeps him alive for a little longer, just not quite long enough as First Blood does go over to the Scion.
Ari roam from Quid.
Yeah, no flash available here for Canna, no ulti as well, but he gets into the minion wave. I don't know whether it's going to be enough though as the charm still goes wide. Anchor is going to be there to lock him down. And it's
Nice.
TL that even out the kills.
What do you mean
Okay,
shut
little
down, bro? It's
shutdown there for Quid on
1-0-1
the,
or 1-0-0.
compensation play. Mid lane does get pushed in the top.
Yeah, there is the dominance here from Morgan.
Good
Flashes forward, and
flash.
now the Ragnarok is going to get popped
But he hit
from
Blip,
Jose.
though.
Kali's going to get taken down
From
first.
Busio.
Busio nowhere to
Still
run
there.
as there is the true
GG.
damage. And it's Morgan that locks up the kill in the end.
Yeah, they split it
That's
there. Morgan's
fine.
like, all right, I'm going to take the second one.
Yep.
Holds off, and gets
They
it.
both get
One
played, so
for
TP.
each of the TL Bash brothers in
Silent
the top
TP.
lane.
Man, that is exactly what you want to see as the Olaf, though. You can just ulti and walk forwards towards him. He
Oh, wait,
flashed
that's
into
flash.
position.
Lane, yeah. Knowing that there was no real follow-up that KC could have, once the Olaf ends up getting that ultimate, you can't keep him off the carry. Kalis goes down. Morgan stays alive for so long. And TL picking up big wins in the top lane.
Yeah, really good plan from
Why is
TL there.
KC
Lying
so
in wait,
ass,
ready for the
man?
counter gank. Both
There's no way it's
flashing
another
onto the
3-0.
list.
Don't tell me.
Being able to
That
get
means my
this kill.
prediction was
Now,
completely
a lot of
wrong.
summer spells used, okay, because Jan also had to use his earlier on the other side. So there's a couple areas for this Kiana to attack. You saw how effective Yike's ult was in the dive. Maybe he can get something going on the second one. With this Umbral Glaive, it is so nice to roam around, keep that vision control, so you can keep another pathway for Busio to help roaming with you.
Yeah, it did feel, though, that KC kind of fumbled the swap a lot, though, right? They end up being late towards the rotation to go for the grubs, and you end up then in this mixed match where Jose Diodo and Morgan can actually chase you down. Sure, you get the kill on the bottom side, but it's been a big win for TL. KC, though, now with the push on mid lane, going to move over towards the Dragon. You have the TP for Morgan if they really want to, and Jose Diodo's in the pit.
Wait, he just walks over. It is going to be the secure on the Drake, though, as Jose down to 50%. There's the Ragnarok to get him out of the CC. And now Quid dashes over the wall. There's the Orbiter section.
Looks decent for
and
KC.
the ulti to come through, the Dawning Shadow to keep them alive. Yike down so incredibly low, but TL, they have to worry about the brick wall that
Still
is this
looks
Scion.
okay.
The anchor is just going to go straight into Canna as Jose sidesteps the Q. Headbutt pole from Busio as he tries to take
Guys,
Mabye.
how are we
Lands
still
a shield.
fighting this?
Incredible onto Jose, but he is going to be taken down first. And the unbreakable will of this Alistair keeps him alive.
Ari will
Core
have
also
charm.
going to be kept alive at the same time as Quid. Now in the back of the pit, does have to flash away. And Yike is hunting for these escaping
Guys,
members
where
of
the
TL, but they
fuck
will
is
be
our
able to make
team?
their way out.
What the hell are the fights in these series? They're so close. Yike
Wait,
being chased down by Jan, but should be able to just dash himself away. But oh my God, that was close.
I mean, Jose went in there. He has no flash. He's an Olaf in the pit.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, he's going to
I
ult
need
away.
this Scion to
But then he's
win.
just walking back and forth, strafing in the back of the pit. Teleport, though. The play's not done quite yet.
Yeah, it's Morgan making his way in as the Ruthless Predator should be able to sink his fangs in, sets up for the charm, and that is a very dead Scion. No options for Canna. And Morgan is just going to deal with this zombie as well. So that's TL getting another kill back. But look at the gold. I mean, KC is still in a fine position here in this game and with Double Dragon.
I just
Yeah,
don't
you see,
understand
Jose
Mabye
goes
here.
in, kind of is doing a good job of trying to buy space, but he has no damage behind him. Just kind of waiting, but Busio sees the moment for the knock-up.
Yeah.
The ult from Kana gets some good damage. Yike snipes from the brush. And again, kind of buying space on towards Quid and Jan means that KC can kind of work their way in towards this pit again, but it got so dodgy towards the end of this, especially with that lockdown onto Kalist.
Yeah, it was a weird call from TL because Kiana is really hard to outsmite because she has really good jungle monster modifiers, and then Yike did a good job using his ultimate as well. Gets the dragon and they get the kills afterwards. So KC, they bring the gold right back to even and 2 dragons stacking.
It is exactly even as well. And we have a Chemtech Soul. Oftentimes, people don't like Chemtech Soul. I'm seeing an Olaf and a
Old
Renekton and an
Chemtech
Ari.
Soul.
Like, there are so many champions. And a Senna. I mean, I skipped, like, the most important one. You get so much value from this Chemtech Soul because everyone can kind of be kept alive with shields and heals at lower health. And so this Chemtech Soul could be incredibly valuable, especially for TL, but I mean, the same can be said on the other side of the Rift
I
as
want to lay
well.
down, guys.
Okay, let's see who is going to
I'm
be
way
able to
down.
keep stacking these up, whether it's going to be KC or whether it's TL finally
Need to
prioritizing the
buy
Drake. Because I
food
don't think TL
properly,
have
bro. I'm
necessarily
so
not had
tired.
very much control in this game. They just haven't been focused on the Dragons.
Yeah, very much so, because they're looking
Never
at how
eaten
their
that
combo's
shit
going to operate later. You know,
again.
they're trying to bank on Jan stacking souls and then getting some money into
Yeah,
Jose,
keep
so they can get to
pumping
the
me.
point where this Olaf just gets to run at Varus and Talia, and those
Let's take into
champions are not
consideration,
going to be able to
everyone.
dash away.
Nope.
And they
There's
need to
no
get
way
to
there's time
the
enough for Game
the
5, right?
critical point where Jose and
Absolutely
Morgan
no
are
way.
going to be able to dive and put that pressure onto the back line.
I think that's why you can see
I would give the odds
KC trying to
0.
be so active
No,
with this portion of
that's
the game.
not how
Pushing in
that
mid, trying to establish vision on the
not
spot
how that
side,
works.
trying to shift
I
both
need
Bucio
Tristan
and
to
Yike
win.
towards
That
either
is
side of the map,
literally
maybe
your
try and
fucking
find a
name.
play, 'cause
I
they
need
know
Sion
that
to win.
as this game starts to go
They
on,
unplug the
Olaf
mic
and
now,
this Sen
okay.
are going to get significantly more terrifying for their backline. So hoping they can catch Team Liquid and start to blow
So
up in this game
tired,
a
guys.
little bit more in their favor.
All right, as the dust settles, we're moving back towards the mid lane. I'm going to call it a K-Ram because we are in
It's
Korea at the
very
moment.
hard to
We're
see
in the
what's
river at
happening from this
this
angle.
particular point in time. As
Hook
now the anchor
in,
comes
Alistar,
forward,
knock
double
up.
knock up there from Core JJs. They're looking for Callisti, flashes out of the way, but it's not going to be able to escape Jose Diodo
Looks
right
pretty
now. As
good.
the train just drives past the Viking.
Sion drives
Yike
in.
getting the supreme display of talent,
Who's
but it's
winning?
now Bucio dead in this split fight.
Oh,
It works out so
it's a
beautifully
sweep,
for TL.
another fucking
KC
sweep. You gotta be
kinda
kidding
just
me.
fell apart.
I thought it was going
Oh
to take a
my
while for the
gosh.
Olaf to get back to the Varus.
This is
but
how
the
you
Varus
go,
was right there in
KC?
front of Core JJ.
All that
Core
noise
JJ
during
nails
T1,
him
and then
with
you
the
lose to
hook,
TL?
And they full combo Callisti.
Alright.
It's a beautiful setup. Jose is like, great, I'll just be able to take the
Yo,
kill early. Take a
Bucio,
look
you
at this.
left
So,
FlyQuest for this shit? You
into
left
the
NA for
brush
this
here.
shit?
Core JJ is going to walk
You just
over
lost
with
in
Gon,
NA.
and then boom,
Huh.
right there, right
Yeah.
in the Callisti. And guess what? Olaf right behind him. So that's going to be a very dead Varus very early on. At
Yeah,
that
we
point,
didn't want
Yike,
you
You're
anyway.
basically trying to scramble and
You
get
probably
people
just
out,
enter teams.
evacuate, but Quid also hitting the charm
Like
there on
C9.
the,
You could have went to
who was there
C9.
finish out Bucio, and
I mean, I'm still trying to figure out why Callisti was walking towards the bush. They knew that the Nautilus was in.
That is one. There's also Cannon deciding to drive the train past the very scary Olaf that did just lose Ragnarok, which could have potentially helped him and
They
Yike
still have
make something
Drakes, but they
happen.
really
was
need
a bit
this
of a
one.
mistake there from KC, and it does put TL in a fantastic position. The first big gold advantage
Is
here in
it
this
bad
game, as
that from
TL
5
for that
feet
date
I can't
against
discern
T1 coming up
the gold
tomorrow
lead?
to try and get themselves a
I see
spot in
2,
the main stage of MSI.
9
Remember,
maybe,
this is just the lower bracket. There is still one more
0.8
test
on the red
to get
side.
yourselves towards that main stage
Wait,
coming up
I
after
shit you not?
this.
Core JJ.
It looks like 30.1 on blue side. But the number below it, I don't
guess
know
what?
that.
Now you're going to have to enter into the Dragon area here versus TL, who are ready to dive again.
And I think Core JJ has been such a standout performer for me for Team Liquid at MSI. He has really
If
stepped
the
up.
world was
The
ending,
Nautilus
you
in
come
particular has
over,
been
right?
fantastic, and he may find
You
Callisto once
come
more
over
here.
and you
Yeah,
stay
Anchor
the
going to connect
night.
onto Canna. This is going to be their first target in this fight. There's not a lot of follow-up. In the meantime, though, there is an Ari lying on the floor. So Quid not able to do too much, and they're able to protect Canna with a great Weaver's
Hold up,
Wall.
hold
this
it.
might actually be able to get KC this sole point that they've been looking for. TL, they do not want to give this one up, but I mean, it's so difficult without their mid laner, who doesn't have teleport as well. Bucio goes in, gets the pulverizer, steal from Jose. Never mind, it wasn't. It was actually the Rift Trail taking down a turret, as now we've got a team fight as Morgan.
That looked good
knocked up into
for
the sky,
TL
but he's
though.
gonna get on top of Callisto once again. Bucio is
I don't know
there,
why the
TL,
fuck they took a
are
fight
still
there.
going to win the ensuing fight as the blast cone pulls back Kana. And he's able to unstoppably onslaught his way out of there. That was such a weird
he's still
period
fishing,
of
though.
play.
What is his goofy ass
they,
is?
they know where Morgan is. He does not want that fight.
Yeah, I got so enthusiastic because I saw that there was Olaf taking something. And the smite didn't
Alright,
actually come on
KC,
through.
you have your
released
win
it, we get
condition.
themselves Soul point.
Yeah, Bucio does a good job. Like, he's just keeping him barely out of range, but this is the real surprise.
You need
Yeah,
that soul.
Quid deleted
You
by
need
Yike
that soul
there.
bad.
Nicely done by Yike right out of the brush, and Quid
What
also
the fudge?
flashed there. So not only did they delete him, but they also got his summoner spell.
Had he just
When
teleported
does
to that,
Atacon
part of the
spawn?
map as well,
Bro,
on
go
top of
back a
everything,
couple
so that's
seasons.
even more that he misses out on the next little while. Still, 2.6k going to be the advantage for TL.
I think it's over.
And breaking open the middle of the map going to be very important for this squad at the same time. So I think still in a good position, but giving over the soul is going to be a rough one, especially when KC do kind of want to speed things up. Getting to an early Elder could be dangerous here for TL before their centers online.
I think they still do have an exceptionally strong combo with Yike, though. You can see how quickly he could delete Quid.
Yeah.
If he ends up finding that big play in the middle of a team fight, that could be it. Like, the goal is 2.7k at this stage. Is nice, but not insurmountable for KC. But especially as Team Liquid now get to set up on side lanes, I think this is where they start to become more threatening. Like, Ari very good in this position. Morgan on the Renekton with the lead, very strong. And Jose Diodo more than happy to dive these turrets if it works for him.
Well, it might work for him right now. As they are moving towards Canna, the referee got something to say to this player. As kind of really wants to get rid of this turret, as Ari just going to dash in front to make sure that he's not able to ult away, and he moves away from the turret. Not exactly opportune. It's going to take a while to kill him, but kill him they will. And TL now looking for an opportunity to take down this turret at the same time. They will be able to get it. 3 Grub's going to be helping out there. It's a Zombie Scion, no help from the rest of his teammates.
Well,
TL actually moving for a little bit more aggression in this mid lane.
Good block there from Busio. Kalista had the slow on him, so Jan was trying to thread the needle there and get the snare, but Busio just walks up and takes it, so nobody's going to die for KC there, and they'll still get their cross map of the tower, but nice play from TL. They just brute force. They're like, yes, we will be able to kill you. Jose doesn't even respect the zombie getting back up. He's like, ah, it's fine. You do whatever you want. I'm going to kill this tower too.
Yeah, also Morgan shifting from top lane, knowing, look, that tower is going to go down. I can't do anything about it. Covers the mid lane, so this Varus can't even get more of that plate gold. And now you're in a position where you get to re-establish yourselves on this top side with Baron up and available.
Yeah, it does seem hard for KC to combo like more than one person. Like, I'll definitely give you, I could definitely like one-shot Quid or one-shot Jan, but if Olaf now on 2 items is able to run down your, wait a second, they're going to make a big play on top side. That's everybody for TL.
Yeah, the
all
whole
5.
gang. They got their whole gang together. Looking for an angle towards Yehu, but he is going to be able to pick up this wave. Looks like they're not looking for anything here. As Jose, wanting to spot Yike, does manage to find him there with the Scryer's Bloom. Now sprinting over. TL, I mean, they just want to kill someone.
Yeah. If he could even get someone's summoner spell right now, it'd be a really big win, because a minute on the dragon.
Yeah, Yike is going to get pushed away, though. Understands there are a lot of TL members moving on over. They have dropped vision towards that top side, so the counter Baron is not looking like an option here. And early control of this dragon area when you're staring down the barrel of Soul Point, smart idea.
Yeah, the map just feels so shortened for KC because you're constantly getting control over mid.
True.
Kalist can't really step up to contest that mid
They
push.
just need this
and then
Drake,
you're
bro.
shifting with Core JJ, Jose Diodo, and Jan back and forth, getting all the vision you want, denying KC any access to river. And if anyone at all steps up, they just
At least my
immediately die.
pick'em's
Like,
a
Khan is the
loss.
only real tank one.
And
Well,
I think that TL should make the
who
call
cares?
to, prioritize diving Yehu instead of Kalist. Kalist right now isn't even going to do much damage if he's attacking people, but I think taking out the Talia first then would be the obviously like ideal priority, but if Kalist is there too, also still a good target to run down. And okay, now he's got Rage Blade, so now it's definitely a little bit more threatening.
Yep, 2 items, pretty scary here. We do have a couple for Yon also put together, though, as the Manamune has been completed now as well. And he's going to start doing a fair bit of damage himself. 62 on the Souls meter as well. It's not too shabby. As Jose standing on a ward. This could be a problem, as the teleport in from Morgan will be able to augment this play.
Dragon here.
Yeah, just spawned. As Morgan spotted on vision, there's Supreme Display of Talent only on to Core JJ, but they are looking to burst him down. They find it as Jan also gets a snare into that backline, but there is the interruption on Morgan. Dawning Shadow, Jan doing so much work as they take 2 down already. No bottom lane left as Quid's dashing towards Yehu, who is just running for their hills. Morgan cares not for your turrets, KC. Although maybe he should, as he's taking a lot of damage. Does flash away, and Canna looking to flash after him, does not find the angle as Yehu not going to be able to defend as they look to move back and take the dragon.
Okay, so KC, they do one-shot somebody, but it's only the Nautilus. And so Team Liquid then win in the scramble, and they're going to deny the Dragon Soul.
Yeah, Jan played that fight so well. The immediate flash away from the Supreme Display of Talent so he doesn't get caught, and then gets the route on towards Kalist as well. As who wants to fight against Quid with the sidesteps though? Yeah,
Busio does make his way forward. Canna's here as well. Quid, ladies and gentlemen, is dead. The threaded volley is going to be able to take him, and that is the shutdown. So nicely done there First kill going over to Yehu, and I think getting money on your Talia going to feel fantastic. Looking for that third item and wanting to be able to augment the damage here for KC.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good follow-up play because, you know, that's how they killed Kalisz, was Quid ult and flashing forward to follow up and get the charm on him off that route that you're talking about, that Jan was able to land on him. So they knew no mobility left for that Ahri. Let's punish him up on the side lane, grab that shutdown money while we can.
All right, as the dust settles, we have the Soul denied, so 4 minutes on another opportunity for KC. But one Chemtech Dragon is not really going to mean too much for TL, and they have a long road ahead of them if they do want to even out the Drakes in this game. So KC still with a lot of tempo control, I think, in this game. But whether they can utilize it correctly is going to be the big question as we move forward. As we check out the Coinbase Gold Grind, Jan doing a whole lot better than Kalisz in this game, and better than I was expecting because he's playing center. And oftentimes you feel like you fall behind.
Yeah, and it does feel like there's kind of like a choice here from KC. They're not giving as much of that gold in towards Kalisz. And you can see here, sorry, this was the fight. Jan flashing away, then gets the root through onto Kalisz, which then sets up perfectly for Quid to flash forward. He gets the pick. And really, so much of this fight being off the back of Jan playing this exception and then setting up for Jose Diodo, kind of knock them down where they'd already been set up.
Exactly, running them down, getting the extra kills here. Of course, on the top side, you have the escape. Now we're back to it.
Yeah, more fighting as Yike going to get taken down a little bit lower, but that's going to be CoreJJ in a bit of trouble. Depth Charge comes in, Dawning Shadow to try and keep his Nautilus alive as Quid gets into the backline. Supreme Display of Talent does so much work, and they manage to take down the Olaf, but still, Jan is fighting. Quid still alive. Busio taken out as Morgan brings his Renekton into the backline. The Mega Blast Cone going to try and get Canner out to relative safety, but the Charm connects, and TL, even without their Viking, are able to win the fight.
They're able to get the extra ones, and they can push the towers after this too. They've got mid wave and top wave all pushing in their favor. They only drop the Olaf this time with the burst damage at the very end there. Yike was able to get it off.
Was that a 5v5 over a blue buff?
Yeah, it looks
Hell
like
yeah.
yeah. And it looked kind of, as you say, decent here for KC to begin with, because Yike doing a good job of separating. Busio has actually been able to keep people off of Kalisz on this side as well, alongside Kana. And it's the Supreme Display of Talent that then sets things up.
Yeah, so Yike is able to burst down Olaf. Morgan is able to get back and then force Kalisz flash away. And so the top side going well for them, and they have plenty of time then to finish up the zombie down there. I mean, Morgan is just kind of wrecking havoc here through these fights. This Renekton able to slip through with the slice and dice and get the extra pressure from the other side of the fight. Meanwhile, Giannis is free hitting here. The Senna stacks are at 80, okay? You know, he had a lane versus, you know, double melee supports, stacking up souls there, and then continually stacking through all of these fights. And when the games are this action-packed and have so many fights,
this is crazy, by the way. LCS really making their way back in as far as the scoreline versus the LEC, as these stats actually include the 2 victories from TL earlier today.
And also, like, if you look back at the last 2 years, unfortunately, it hasn't been great for LEC. It's been LCS who've been able to get the best of us, with Team Liquid picking up a 3-1, and then it was FlyQuest as well. They managed to get the 3-0, I believe, over G2 too. So I was kind of hoping that this would be KC, who, like, have looked stronger than they did in the past, kind of stepping up on the international stage. Like, we saw them at First Time, but really getting a run at it at MSI just hasn't been the case, and this doesn't even feel like the KC we've seen domestically.
Yeah, they haven't really been able to rely on that strength of just still being able to win the team fights later. TL have still been able to get the better of them. All right, now setting up once again. I mean, I feel like it does get worse because we're still thinking about the Olaf and Senna combination.
Yeah.
Because the Olaf, when you're buffed up by Senna, like the healing and shielding, like Jose just becomes such a crazy threat.
And if you add several Chemtech Dragons into that, kind of good.
Not to mention a Renekton.
It's going to be so hard to kill him.
Yeah.
Because if the Renekton and the Olaf are sort of like going for the same target, Senna is just giving both of them the same stuff. Just feels a little bit unfair. Dawning Shadow can be so powerful as well to keep them alive. But 20 seconds until Drake number 2 is available for TL, and still Soul available for KC. They can make it happen. Yike was pretty good on the Smite trigger finger earlier on today. This could be an opportunity for them to get a bit of power in this game.
All right, TL once again with vision control, nicely set up by them. It's going to make KC have to approach this dragon from some dangerous angles. They do have some blast cones to work with. You can get a little creative, but it's so scary. And you can see TL fanning out into this 3-point. They're keeping vision all points of entry over towards the Dragon, and KC don't even want to take a part of it.
Yep, not going to be a thing. So that is going to be second Chemtech Dragon over to TL. I do like that KC realized they don't really have to fight for this if they can't get a good position, and so deciding to forego it for now and get some control towards the Baron pit.
Yeah, they weren't really in a position to trade though for anything, right? Because you already had that top wave pushed out. Mid was fully pushed in by Team Liquid as well. So you kind of just saw Yahoo move top, get a wave, and then that's been kind of the extent of it. So Team Liquid are doing a decent job as well before the setup for the objective of making sure there's not enough for KC to take anywhere else.
Yeah, and those experience disadvantages are becoming a problem for KC. I mean, Morgan has a straight 2-level lead over Kana. So like the side lanes are really, really hard for them to deal with, because a fed Renekton and an Ahri in the side lanes, very, very dangerous. So that's why KC keep having to catch a little, and then they like lose a little bit here, a little bit there when they're going to some of these setups. You know, and even Yon is a full level ahead of Kalist. So we're going to start up the Baron.
Yeah, Yike is actually going to go back. They don't have any vision towards his Baron pit. Boostio, he cannot check it. They do manage to get the Scryer's Bloom, but the Baron already down to 50%. Yike realizing that he has to stick around, try and go for a bit of a trade here as the wall comes down. CoreJJ possibly caught out, flung back towards the team as he flashes away. Death Charge comes through. Yike is dead versus Canna. Stunned up. CoreJJ still alive as they're dashing into the backline. Kalist is going to keep himself alive, but now good sidestep as he takes down Quid and keeps himself alive. Jose, next one to fall. Canna should be wiped off the rift by Morgan, but TL, an even trade is not what they were looking for around that Baron.
Yeah, I think they were separated again. There certainly isn't the amount of focus that I was expecting in these fights when we're diving 2 different areas, and then you scroll back over and they're still on the Scion.
Because I thought that charm from Quid was about to just be the end for KC. You see here, they jump on towards CoreJJ, but just watch the charm here from Quid. He manages to sneak past Busio onto Yike. He doesn't get the ult off, and then you get this chase into the backline. But because the Olaf hasn't been hitting people, Jose Diodo ends up with the ult falling off. He gets double hit by Yahoo. You get the combo from Busio onto Quid. Kalist stays alive, and Kana's buying a ton of time in that backline where you have to draw Morgan away. So in the grand scheme of things, ends up being a 2 for 2.
Yeah, excellent peeling there from Yahoo and Busio, keeping Kalist alive. Man, that Talia over the wall.
And Kalist being able to sidestep as well, avoiding the Orb of Deception. I mean, Quid just needed to hit anything, and he would have died. You saw Kalist go down exceptionally low. But man, really, really close stuff. TL did have control of the game, though, and so them going for an even trade going to be working out for KC.
But you can see the damage that was done in that last team fight. Yahoo outpacing everyone on KC, and this has kind of been the call from KC. It's get Yahoo into a side lane, try and feed him a bunch of gold. That's why he's the one member with an actual advantage when it comes towards the levels, working up towards that Rabadon's death cap. KC would love to have that before this Chemtech Dragon fight, which I expect is coming in just under 2 minutes.
All right, CoreJJ clearing out vision. Jose wasting no time, is already hitting the Baron. And there is another Scryer's Bloom that is going to spot that one out. So KC utilizing the map in order to get vision, as there is another anchor forward. Not exactly the optimal target, as Busio is the one that's focused, but Unbreakable Will now being on cooldown. That's a Renekton showing up. It does have the big old shield from that teleport from the top lane.
Honestly, that's pretty good for KC. They got the extra teleport out because they're the ones that used Scion teleport last time. So they did get the cooldown. Busio's recalling, though. Alistar with no ultimate is pretty hard to team fight.
Yeah, and they still have zero vision of this area. Yike not actually moving over. They do spot it with the scrying orb. But can KC actually go for this? There's the point-blank charm. Yike is wiped out by the Dawning Shadow. No smite, no chance of contesting the Baron here, as well as TL. Beautifully played.
TL set up wonderfully on that, managing to pick off Yike as he goes for the setup. As you say, there was no vision, no control at all around the pit, and TL knew it.
Now with the Baron, but 4-1 split push, Ahri on top side, and as Morgan walks in,
yeah, he's just face-checking here. Doesn't have the dominance available. Kolomik is going to be there as the rest of TL moving on forward. There's the unstoppable onslaught to get Canna out of there. That is now a big tool that he will not be able to use. The inner turret is going to be taken down towards the top side, and TL, this Rebel Baron power play already at 2,200. And Quid should be able to get away from this. I say that.
Doesn't have the ult yet.
Yeah, he has flash.
Oh. Yeah, Foxfire as well. Try and keep him be okay. The flash now has to be used, though, as, just barely able to slink past.
It is Yahoo's ultimate down, though, with the Chemtech Dragon just about to spawn. So you can see Yike trying to make his way out, but with the investment KC put into that top side, I just don't think they can really contest this once again.
Well, that is going to be 3 Chemtech Dragons here for TL, so that's their soul point to come on in. The maximum Elemental Dragons is going to be available here in this game. TL not going to be contested for this one. KC's base remains intact for now, but we are moving to some pretty dangerous gold levels.
We certainly are. And Morgan now has a 3-level full lead over Kana.
Oh, God. He's 507. This
your
is
favorite player, your favorite player on his favorite champion.
Oh, and he's having such a good game on it as well. Oh.
Busio?
Well, Morgan is just wondering who he's going to hit.
Where is Busio?
He is wandering towards Quid. Yike is going to be there as well. Busio is going to be in the Death Chamber as the Orb of Deception comes on through. Doesn't care about the damage reduction from the ulti. So yes, to answer your question, gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's an anchor towards Canna as well, who is just going to get caught out of position, flashes out of the way, gets turned into a zombie as Morgan just wanders his way towards this inhibitor turret. And KC just kind of falling apart here as their base is doing exactly the same thing. Inhibitor going to go down towards the bottom side, and with the remnants of this Baron, TL, they should be able to get Nexus turrets for this as well.
Yike was still trying to flank. He was trying to flank this whole time as everyone was dying and the base is gone.
Well, the Nexus turrets are going to start falling down as look at that army of siege minions that are set up to take this last one away. Busio has respawned though, so maybe that is going to help them out on the defense, but now it's a naked Nexus, and now it's TL so close to another date with T1 as Morgan flashes in, they get on top of Yahoo, they wipe him out, Busio back to the Death Chamber again, and Callisti's on the fountain, but his Nexus is going to explode another 3-0 as Team Liquid destroy KC.
Team Liquid, well deserved. I mean, the improvements that they've shown, outstanding. I feel like their drafting has got a lot better, and you can definitely tell they're more comfortable on the stage.
Yeah, I mean, this one didn't even feel close. Jungle support outpacing across a huge amount of this series, and Morgan getting the better of Kana. That Renekton was terrifying in these fights.
He is pretty good at Renekton, as it turns out, but a bit of an uncharacteristic performance from KC. I felt like they were in a very similar position against T1 that TL was. I was expecting this to be a whole lot closer. But TL, I mean, if you want to have any sort of performance moving towards a matchup against T1, this is the performance you want to see. Let's throw it back to the boys on the desk.
Certainly is the performance you want to see, Atlas. Maybe not the performance I personally wanted to see, but North American fans definitely going to feel good about that one.
Let's bask in the glory.
Yeah.
Here, Ox.
You know what? You were just so convincing at the start of the show when you were talking about the star side. I got it. That really connected with me.
It's a classic Ares performance.
Yeah, I mean, he was talking about phases of the moon.
What was that guy talking about?
The moon's not in here. We can't see the moon. We're in an enclosed space.
And I will say, banter aside, hearts out to KC. Obviously, a pretty crushing way to leave the tournament.
Yep.
Was not their day. Did not have that level of performance. So, again, condolences. Don't want to take away, though, from the incredible performance we did see from Team Liquid today. I think as much as the banter was going back and forth, did you expect it to be that one-sided? Because I felt like it was always going to be close.
Dracos, it was written in the stars.
Okay. All right. Fine.
No,
I'll just say I always
no.
thought it was going to be a close series. That really blew me away how much more dominant Team Liquid were.
I will say, my real opinion was that coming into the tournament, I thought KC was going to be better than TL. But based on the actual tournament performance, Jose and Morgan have both been playing above where I expected. Morgan in particular, it's a crazy glow up from the regular season, and that is actually what made me believe that they would have an edge today over KC. I thought it was going to be a lot more competitive though, but Jose went crazy. I think KC's draft prep was horrible, and I think that was a big contribution to it as well. TL hard outdraft them in my opinion, and I do think that Callist had a really bad series in some of these big moments. Kana had a horrible Vayne game. Like, KC just didn't show up.
I think as well, when you look at how TL prepared for the T1 series, felt like they came in there with some really smart drafts. That Poppy game, they did most of the work to win the game and then crumbled at the last moment, but that doesn't eliminate the fact they were in a winning position against T1.
Yeah.
And you can see their game plan's working really well against KC.
And in game 3 as well, right? Like those games were winnable, and I don't think that KC had that big player that was kind of stepping up in the way that, you know, the T1 players were from those deficits. If you get behind, you need someone to be the star, someone to kind of, you know, do that big play. I think Yike was trying his heart out in that last game,
Yeah,
but
certainly.
we got to be honest, there was one jungler that was standing tall in this one. Jose had just been crazy across all 3 games. The Olaf pick, I think, was really, really smart, made a lot of sense in the draft. It was very cohesive. The Lee Sin game was the biggest 1v9 of the tournament, one of the biggest 1v9s I've ever seen from a Lee Sin.
And I think the easiest Oppo player of the series we've ever had. No surprise to see Jose Diodo. The Lee Sin performance alone would have been enough, but really every single game he was making an impact.
He could have done basically nothing game 3, and yet he didn't. He found ways to really make an impact on the Olaf, but the Lee Sin game was just clinical, and when I saw it, I was thinking back to that Peanut game at MSI, just styling on your opponent, picking up kills all over the map. And look, 22, 4, and 22 in the series.
Insane. And,
absolute monster.
I mean, absolute monster performance. And the craziest thing is, if you have not watched Jose in NA, it just feels like every Lee Sin game he plays looks like that. It's just insane. Like, this guy, when he gets any lead, is so intelligent about how he actually pushes his advantage. He plays in the face of his opponents. He constantly invades. He makes you fight him, or he makes you concede everything. And it really comes back to, like, his mindset. If you talk to him, he's so fun to talk to because, you know, when you go, Jose, like, how do you prepare for these series? Like, are you really feeling the pressure? And he's just like, League of Legends is a game, and I just try to have fun, and I just go out there, and I just remember, you know, we're just playing a game, and I do my best, and it's like, he is just such good vibes, and I think it kind of allows him to just play without stress.
And honestly, if he can do that on Lee Sin to NA teams, then of course he could do it to EU teams.
Ox, come on, you can't tell me on that.
Thanks, buddy.
And I will say,
This is the top-tier analysis why we bring him in.
seriously though, the real thing for me is most players who have this dominant domestic pick cannot transition it to an international stage. The fact that he did against an EU team that, again, after the first few series, we might have said, you know, it's a little bit more TL favored, but initially looked like they would be the favorites. And this one against a player like Yike, who does have a certain international pedigree, has gone the distance against LPL teams, etc. Like, this is some really impressive stuff from him.
Yep.
And now I kind of want to see if T1 let it through. I'm going to be honest, I really want to see what this looks like going up against someone like Owner. But of course, we are now just getting ready for our post-game interview. So, final thoughts, Hawks?
I'm excited for tomorrow and to see how they do in the rematch. I think they had good ideas the first time around, but couldn't get over the finish line. I think they can definitely take games. Series might be a tall task, but this was a great series, great performance for them today.
An impressive ramp up in such a short period of time too, right? It's easy for a tournament as short as this one, right? Where you have the potential to just play 2 series and get eliminated, not to see that growth. But I think we are seeing it from TL.
We really are, but we are going to be joining Jose on stage for the Verizon post-game interview. Let's go! Oh, never mind. We're not ready again.
We're not ready.
Okay.
Just build the suspense.
We're eager. The problem
We
is
are eager.
we're like so ready to talk to Jose Diodo.
We are.
He was
I'm
our Oppo,
always ready.
He's been our Oppo player of the series before that 3rd game. Now we're ready. Let's do it. Verizon post-game interview with Jose Diodo.
승리한 호세 디오도 선수 만나보겠습니다. Congratulations.
Thank you.
First question. 가장 먼저 LEC와 LCS. LCS와 LEC의 자존심이 걸린 승부에서 승리한 뒤 다음 라운드에 진출하신 소감 들어보겠습니다. First off, how does it feel to win in a match where the LCS and LEC's pride on the line and make it to the next round?
Feels great. I think, I don't know, I've never been in a rivalry of EU in NA because I'm from Latam, so it's kind of weird for me, but it's very fun. I think the nerves are high, and obviously fans are like flaming each other, so it's very fun. I think, yeah, the afterwards, it feels nice because we trio them, so I'm sure the NA fans are happy now.
사실은 본인은 아무래도 라탐 출신이기 때문에 LCS와 LEC의 이런 라이벌리에 대해서 크게 잘 느끼지 못했는데 정말 많은 팬들이 열광하고 또 서로 이렇게 벤터, 트래시 토크를 주고받는 그런 문화를 잘 알고 있었는데 이렇게 또 선수로서 플레이하면서 승리를 가져올 수 있게 되어서 너무 좋고요. 또 3대0 승리를 가져온 만큼 팬분들이 더 기뻐할 것 같다고 합니다. 한국에서 열린 2025 퍼스트 스탠드의 리매치이기도 했습니다. 작년에도 그리고 올해도 한 번 더 TL이 KC에게 패배를 안겨주었는데요. 오늘 경기를 앞두고 어떤 부분을 가장 중점적으로 대화 나눴는지 여쭤보겠습니다. It was also a rematch of 2025 First Stand, which also happened in Korea last year and then again today. TL handed KC a loss. What kind of conversation did you guys have as a team about the matchup?
No, funny enough, we saw the series before coming here. I think we were thinking like, ah, damn, what happened in these games? You know, how you guys beat them, what you guys thought in the series. But it's like different players, so it kind of changes the vibe. But yeah, I mean, it's nice that we got a rematch. I think it's different because Omti was here last time, so now it's me playing. So maybe that's why we didn't lose one game. So yeah.
사실은 좀 재밌는 이야기인데 오늘 경기 전에 다 같이 그 경기를 돌려봤다고 합니다. 그때 경기를 같이 보면서 와 이때 어떻게 이겼니 이런 이야기를 나누었는데 사실은 라인업도 바뀌고 선수 구성이 바뀌어서 같은 경기나 같은 그런 접근은 아니지만 지켜보면서 굉장히 즐거웠고 작년에는 엄치 선수가 정글러로 있었는데 올해는 제가 있었기 때문에 1세트를 안 진 게 아닌가라는 생각도 들었다고 합니다. 이제 2세트 얘기를 안 해볼 수가 없는데요. 또 이렇게 세트 패 없이 승리하게 된 주역도 2세트의 리신이 아닐 수가 없습니다. 정말 신 그 자체였는데 올해 호세디오드 선수의 리신은 LCS 시즌에서도 무패를 이어가고 있습니다. 오늘 본인의 리신 플레이는 10점 만점에 몇 점을 주고 싶으신지 여쭤보겠습니다. Now we have to talk about your game 2, Lee Sin, which was godlike, and your Lee is still undefeated in the LCS season as well. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you like to rate it?
I don't know, I think today I didn't play like normally, maybe an 8 from what I used to see on my gameplay, because I think if that was a normal game, I would just like finish in 20 minutes, but I think the nerves were like, ooh, I'm excited because I'm so fast and I can 1v9, and then I ran it down a bit. So, yeah, I was thinking maybe an 8, but I think overall when I have a good game, I can go to like 9 or 10 sometimes, but it depends, sort on the comp, because I like to take Lee Sin on certain spots, and I think today was really good, so yeah.
오늘은 좀 평범했던 것 같아서 한 8점 정도 주고 싶다고 하는데요. 오늘 보통같이 좋은 경기력이 나왔다면 사실은 리신으로 거의 뭐 1대9도 할 수 있고 너무 잘 컸기 때문에 한 20분대에서 경기를 끝낼 수도 있었을 텐데 사실은 리신이 너무 잘 큰 나머지 나 너무 센데 나 진짜 아무나 다 1대9 해도 이기겠는데 라는 생각에 조금 더 긴장을 해서 게임이 좀 빨리 끝나지 못한 부분은 아쉬워서 한 8점 정도 주고 싶다고 합니다. 정말 좋은 경기력이 나올 때는 9점, 10점 경기력도 나오기도 한다고 하는데 특히나 리신 같은 경우에는 본인이 선호하는 그런 조합 카운터가 있다고 합니다. 특정 조합이나 특정 조합 상대로 리신 굉장히 좋은 픽인 것 같다 해서 꺼내들게 되는데 오늘 경기도 그런 부분에 해당되었다고 합니다. 그리고 최근 설문조사에서 존경하는 선수로 인생님을 뽑아주셨는데요. 인생님의 어떤 점이 호세디오도 선수의 마음을 사로잡았는지 여쭤보겠습니다. And in a recent kind of Q&A, you said the league pro you look up to is Insect. What about Insect captivated you?
Well, when I was younger, you know, League was a game that where mechanics were like super low. So when somebody did something like Insect, it was like really like exciting to watch. So back then, when I was like 14, I remember watching him playing Fiddlesticks in Worlds. I think he was in semifinals against, I don't remember the team. But I don't know, I realized he was playing Fiddlestick, but he also played Lee Sin, and I followed him throughout the tournament. And I really like his game style and how he played the games. And since I was younger, you know, every mechanic that I see was like crazy. So I don't know, I really love Insect when I was younger, and he really made me play Lee Sin throughout all my career. So yeah.
Was your Lee as good as he's Lee Sin today?
Maybe. I hope.
사실은 어렸을 때 이제 롤을 보면서 그 당시에는 이제 제가 14살이었는데 그렇게 선수들의 피지컬 같은 게 매우 뛰어나진 않았다고 생각했는데 그래서 피지컬이 매우 뛰어난 그런 선수들을 보면 많이 매료되었다고 합니다. 그리고 그 당시에 가장 기억에 났던 점은 인색 선수의 그런 피지컬뿐만 아니라 월드 4강에서 피들스틱도 꺼내고 리신도 꺼내서 좋은 모습을 보여주었는데 그런 화려한 모습이 나올 때마다 와 너무 잘한다 싶었고 정말 그 월드 내내 인색 선수의 경기력을 쭉 챙겨봤고 그 덕분에 리신도 이렇게 잘하게 된 것 같다고 하는데요. 그래서 오늘 본인의 리신이 인색 선수의 리신만큼 훌륭했다고 생각하냐고 여쭤보니 어쩌면 거의 같은 레벨이었을 것 같다고 합니다. 그렇다면 이 인터뷰를 굉장히 흐뭇하게 보고 계실 인색님에게 혹시 인색킥과 함께 샤라웃 한번 부탁드려도 될지 여쭤보겠습니다. I think Insect must be really happy watching this interview. Would you like to give him a shout out while doing the iconic Insect kick?
Yeah, like a hiku. Thank you, Insect.
Amazing. 이제 내일 브래켓 스테이지로 가는 최종 관문입니다. 다시 만나는 팀원 상대로 어느 부분이 가장 중요할 것 같으신지 여쭤보겠습니다. And tomorrow will be the final gate to the bracket stage. In a rematch up against T1, what do you think will be the most important?
Well, I think it's important that we learn about our mistakes against T1. I think the way they play the game is super aggressive and they're really fast on the map. So I think if we try to match their style and try to match their tempo, we should be better than last time. But we know that they're the highest or the hardest team in this plane. So yeah, we just have to have a good day and we have to keep going through our tempo and we should be fine.
T1 같은 팀은 정말 매우 공격적이면서도 맵 전역으로 굉장히 빠르게 굴리는 팀인데 저번 실수를 통해서 우리가 어떤 점을 더 나아질 수 있을지 파악하는 게 굉장히 중요한 것 같다고 합니다. 상대방의 굉장히 빠른 템포에 말리지 않고 우리만의 게임 템포를 쫓아가고 또 경기장에 온 당일 좋은 컨디션을 유지하며 우리의 게임을 펼쳐줄 수 있다면 또 좋은 결과가 나올 수도 있을 것 같다고 합니다. 여기까지가 팀 리퀴드 에일리언웨어의 호세 디오도 선수였습니다. Thank you very much and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, G-Sun and Jose Diego. I love the shout out to Insec. But of course, we are now joined by the victorious Spawn, who told us that he was undefeated, who told us that he would win.
The slow clap.
I think it's a fast clap. Why do we need a slow clap? Good job.
Let's go!
Bro. Oh my God.
That's my GOAT. That was a good solid high five too.
Yeah, sorry, Draco, so we had to do you like that.
I know, you don't have to hold back. Don't hold back on my account. I need you to tell it like it is.
I mean, I did tell everyone that I have never lost to Europe because I haven't had the honor of playing G2. So that's the goal, to get the G2 matchup, because that's like, when I first took over as head coach, I said, like, we want to build Team Liquid into a dynasty like G2 is in Europe.
Yeah.
That's always been the goal. I think so far I'm not doing that, so let's not get too ahead of us, but we haven't lost to anyone else from Europe and didn't plan on doing it today.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys played really well. One thing I really wanted to ask you about is, we were just talking about this a bit, but like, I feel as though Morgan in NA had been playing just like, he's been playing well, but he hasn't been dominating. He's been playing more weak side, kind of playing tanks and so on. What has happened from him to in NA, from him here? You know, it's like Doran, he's chain solo killing Doran. He's solo killing Kana after getting cheese level 1 in the counter matchup. Like, this guy is playing the team fights insane. Like, what has happened? He is just playing with so much confidence.
Yeah, I think we had this issue when we brought the team together, as everyone was like, oh, Yon can carry, and then Yon saying, oh, but Quid, when I played against him on 100 Thieves, he was a huge carry, and Morgan's like, you know, this is how I'm known to play the game, as more a supporting role. And I think that even though we were super talented, we were just doing just enough to do our job and then expecting it to come together. But we've had a lot of conversations about breaking those molds and just, if you can take over a game, just take over a game. There was even a time in Jose's Lee Sin game where Quid was like, hey, why don't you give me that kill? And Jose's like, just get on the train, buddy. Like, shut up and get on the train. Like, I've taken this one home. So that has to be everyone's mentality.
Yeah.
Like, if you have an opportunity to carry a game, you got to pop off. And I think that Morgan's doing that really well.
I feel like in the T1 series, you had really good preparation, good drafts, good game plan, but just weren't able to get over the finish line, especially in like that game 2. How do you feel about going into the rematch against them, and how do you feel about how what were the failings for the team in the first matchup?
Yeah, I mean, arguably, if you look at our international history with this roster, T1 is actually our rival. Like, MSI were able to take a game. EWC, we arguably should have beaten them. We're up 6,500 gold in the deciding matchup. Yesterday, it felt, a couple of days ago, it felt like we really let ourselves down because, like, we were so prepared for them. And I think that the reality is, when you play these teams, we've watched 100 times more VODs of T1 than T1 has watched of TL. So we should be super prepared, and we should know what's happening. And, you know, game 2, I think we should have won that game, but we let it slip. And then game 3, we could have won that game. So to not convert either of them, it just really felt like we let ourselves down, and we're super hungry because of it.
So I know you're not the on-stage drafting coach now, but talk to me a bit about drafting, because I feel like everyone I've talked to has been very impressed with your preparation, not only against T1, but also here. You guys are going in with a lot of the different looks. You know, I remember we had talked at one point in NA, and you had talked about how, you know, we just need to get us a 50-50 draft because we have good players, and like then we're expected to win from there. You're bringing out Yasuo mid, Yasuo top. You're bringing out Olaf in situations where we haven't seen it from you before. You're bringing out the mages bot. You guys feel like you've unlocked a new level of flexibility. So kind of talk to me about what's going on there.
Yeah, 100%. You know, credit to Spooks. When I brought him on this year, I thought that drafting is one of his strengths. And then his job is to really prepare our drafts and what we want to do. And then my job is to tell the team what the enemy is going to draft in response to that. So, for example, I knew who was going to play the Anivia today. It's something that he's been really famous for. So we have to have a pick in mind for that coming into the draft. So I think it's working really well at this tournament. I think that Spooks and Hatham are going above and beyond in their preparation. And I think that this is something that the flexibility and, you know, I got flamed for it a little bit, but that enjoyment of the game, it's like, no, if it's a time to play Yasuo, we should not be like, oh, no one else plays Yasuo. It's like, no, just pick the Yasuo. Morgan played at top. We've played at mid now. Like, this is something that we want to be known for, and there's a couple more picks coming, so hopefully we get to show them off.
Oh, a couple more picks coming. Yeah, look, I'm ready to see that kind of diversity, but I'm curious for you. You've already had this series against T1 where you showed good looks, but the transition wasn't quite there. Super dominant series, kind of as expected against DCG, and now this KC series, which I think was far and away more one-sided than most fans would have expected. What do you credit to the rapid growth in performance at this tournament? Is it just getting comfortable on the stage? Is it more that there were just a couple fumbles here and there on the first day? Why are we seeing this? It feels like the acceleration for TL. You mentioned the Morgan performance. What is making it all come together here?
I just think we have a different definition of what the expected results are. I don't think North America has lost to a non-G2 European team in a couple of years. So I think we came into the team as heavy
against
favorites.
them at MSI.
I'm more concerned about the 3-0. I'm not afraid to lose, but the 3-0.
Didn't we also sweep Fnatic when we played them at EWC? Didn't we also beat them handedly when we played against them? FlyQuest has had their number as well. Lions look pretty good. So I just think right now, outside of G2, NA is better than Europe. And I think that now we have to prove that we can go with the big boys as well. The thing that I admire so much about G2 is they have taken that next step, that when they play against the number 1 and number 2 seeds from LCK and LPL, that you think that they could be the favorites in those series. And that's what we got to start doing. So, Lion got to get on their bike, and we got to do it for the LCS. I always say, when we play these series, now we got to take all of this back to the LCS and level our region up and restore that pride. And that's all the players are trying to do. That's all what the coaches are trying to do. We want people to think that, we are the
speaking to my heart.
I mean, there's not a lot to add after that. There's an inspirational message. I'm glad, as a caveat, I get a little bit of G2 in there, as a little bit of copium. But that's kind of the thing that I want, for my entirety of my region, too. I don't want to be the one-team region, but glad to have the one team that's at least leading the way or setting an example. Speaking of playing a little bit better, one man who probably could not have played better, because he just played so fantastically, was Jose Dioto. We heard an interview, but in our HyperX replay, Jose shows once again why his Lee Sin keeps getting banned against Team Liquid Alienware.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's a freak on Lee Sin. I actually was watching his videos in the off-season, and I was like, oh my goodness, his Lee Sin is actually next level. And he has such an aura of confidence on himself when he plays. Every single fight, he's like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this in 60 seconds. Match my tempo, we will win the game. And everyone just aligns with it and makes the game so easy.
And I think one of the things I love watching is that he forces the fights, right? He does not wait for them to come to him when he gets an advantage. He's playing in the opponent's face all the time. This is one of the only times I have felt as an LCS pundit watching a player where I don't need to give a qualifier on how good they are. He is one of the best Lee Sins in the world, period, right? It's not in the league, it's not in the West, in the world, period. This guy is just different on this champion.
Yeah, and I mean, his confidence level and understanding on how to win the game with it as well is just on that next level. So every player, I feel gets to pro with that thing, and sometimes they lose it. So, Quid on Rise, Jose on Lee Sin, Yun on Varus, I think is one of those picks when Varus is in the meta. So I think that, Core on Rakan, can't leave that one out. He won a World Championship with it. But there's these players that have these champions that if they are open, you just listen to them and they can win you the game.
I feel like that's a big thing with Fearless also being in play, is that you only get one chance in a series to play it out. How do you feel like that impacts, and trusting your players to have the confidence, this is the spot where we want to bring it out?
Yeah, I mean, it's really fun, to be honest, because I've actually made this mistake before where teams open the suite against you and you just pick your best champion every role, and then you show up to the second game draft and you're like, now what? So it kind of falls off a cliff from there. And I think credit to teams, they've gotten much better at if this person plays, Azir really well, okay, well, I'm going to get my mid laner to the point where he can actually take it away game one, give us a fighting chance, and then they lose one of their weapons for the rest of the series. So Fearless is super fun as a coach. It's something you have to take into account a lot.
Something I'm really looking forward to seeing tomorrow, I think. Well, wait, I don't want to do predictions yet.
The Team Liquid victory, me too.
Team Liquid victory.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
At this point, I do actually want that, because then it wipes away the pain of the shame. They beat T1, of course. They were just naturally
They're just the goats.
to win
what
it all.
Can you do?
T1, who you also got good by.
All right, Ox. I get it. You can cast the LCK. You have a fun thing. But here we're going to take one final look at the bracket. KC now eliminated alongside DCG, Team Liquid, Alienware, and T1, the last two teams remaining. And we'll just have to see tomorrow how it unfolds. But I'm definitely feeling a lot more optimistic after the first series. There was some skepticism, but coming into the second series, I'm feeling pretty good about Team Liquid Alienware.
And look, we know we have a huge journey ahead of us. We're confident going into the series because we did play well versus them. But this is a team that is the greatest organization in League of Legends history, and they have some of the greatest players in League of Legends history on there as well. But we have to make sure that we respect them enough that we know that we need to play well, but then we need to go out there and actually play well and do ourselves proud. So that's what the goal is tomorrow. And if you can kill their Nexus once, which we've done in the past, no reason you can't do it 3 times in a day. You just need to make sure that you play really, really well. So that's where the confidence is coming from, but it's hard.
I feel like an additional thing is obviously when we saw there'd only be one team coming out of play-ins for every other team in T1, that was a lot of pressure, but also now for them, if it was two teams making out, T1 would have already qualified, and they now don't have double a limb, which is, I know this is a team that performs really well under pressure, but there's the chance to take them down here.
Yeah, there is. That is true. There is a chance to take them down here, and we got to play well to do it. They do get from the upper bracket. I really like what Riot has done at the moment for upper bracket, actually giving you both side and pick select for the time being, because it actually feels like coming through the upper bracket has like meaningful impact, whereas in the past it hasn't necessarily always been the case. So game one's going to be an uphill battle for us. I think blue side first pick has like 58% win rate or something like that. So they get that in game number one, and we have to try and take it away from them afterwards.
It's a tall task. I just can't wait to see how it unfolds, and can't wait to see what some of those new picks are that you've been talking about. We'll see if we actually get to see them on stage for tomorrow, but that's going to be it for us here today. Back tomorrow with T1 versus Team Liquid Alienware. Games start at 10 a.m. CEST, 1 a.m. PST. That's enough from us here. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you then.
I'm coming this side.
I can over mid one. Oh, there is
Yeah,
I think
I'm here too.
Yeah, I'm matching slow. I'm matching
I
it.
give you a G.
Yeah, I want to fight here.
Yeah,
I want to fight here.
I'm watching.
I'm ulti.
That's fine. I'm
Are you looking good, no?
Looks good, yeah.
Looking good.
Flash, flash, flash.
Alisa on flash too. Alisa on flash. I'm gonna take Alisa. I will block.
Cannon ulti, cannon ulti, cannon ulti. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Already good, already good. We can go.
Another 3-0 as Team Liquid destroy KC.
since I met you, babe. I've been knocked down every way. You started fires, I'm afraid that I can't leave, can't walk away. I knew you was trouble, babe. I know you think my heart's a game. I saw that hunger on your should hide, but I keep staying one more night. I try and resist you, I know that I should, but danger never looks so good. Looks so but danger never looks so good. Danger never looks so good. Your eyes know just what they want. Like a maze inside, I'm lost. I try to climb, escape these walls, but every time we touch, I fall. Oh, please tell me what to do. Is this a test set down from you? She comes in hot, then leaves me cold. I'm always coming back for more. I know I should run, I know I should hide, but I keep staying one more night. I try and resist you, I know that I should, but danger never looks so good. But danger never looks so good. No, I can't blame nobody but me for this.
like that's it. I just feel like that's it. Well, anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow.